Hey, it is July 23rd. It's a Tuesday. It's 2019. It's the Giant Bombcast. I'm Brad Shoemaker. To my left, Jason A. Striker.
Hey, how's it going?
Ben Sunburn Pack.
Sure.
Is that what we're
going
with?
Yeah, that's a good nickname.
Okay.
That's a
definitely gonna
good
stick.
nickname.
At the end of the table, Jan Ochoa.
Hello.
Working the levers and knobs.
Yep, spraying everyone down after sun.
Please.
Yep.
Can't wait.
I need to reapply.
That's
God, I
right.
can't
Done.
wait.
Don't worry.
To my right,
Hello.
the internet's Will Smith.
I am a Will Smith.
Twitter's at Will Smith.
We come in six packs.
Yeah. What's your Instagram?
I don't have an Instagram. My Instagram is Big Will.
You never made a
There's
new
a real
one?
story there.
Big
You
Willie.
never made a new
I
one?
gave the old one to Will Smith.
After he commandeered.
Yeah, he was like, "Hey, can I have your Instagram?" And I was like, "Yeah, because if I don't give it to you, you're probably gonna take it. So here you go.
Yeah, probably.
I would like a favor.
Jeez. Did
Yeah.
you get that favor? Did you cash in?
It's
Did he offer you 3 wishes?
Man, that was way before I knew he was doing that.
Ah, man.
Yeah, I wish if I could have gotten him to get the blue makeup for me, just like I could go in and like do the stunt double work on Aladdin.
So that's
That would have been the favor.
that would have been your
That would
one
be
wish is
wishful.
to do the stunt work.
totally
in the
messed
new
it up.
Aladdin
Yeah,
movie.
exactly.
Did I see that movie's like a huge hit?
It's actually pretty
Oh,
good.
yeah. It's
made
I
money.
liked it.
Like after the first trailer came out, people were
Yeah.
International
just
market
losing their
blowing
minds
up.
at how bad they thought it looked, and then apparently it did very well.
The secret of the internet is that people lose their minds all the time about literally everything.
I've noticed that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I see.
yeah.
They're weird
So,
It kind of powers the internet at this point.
yeah.
If there wasn't things to be outraged at,
That's a
the
good tip.
internet would cease to exist.
That's a good tip for
Twitter would just shrivel into nothing. It would be like
surviving.
a raisin.
Jeff is out on the greatest of assignments, I guess.
Yeah.
The original assignment.
Yes, the lifelong assignment. Jeff and his wife welcomed a baby
Yes.
A
human being
a child human,
into the world
A
the
real
baby Gersman.
living baby.
over the weekend.
Congratulations.
Jeff.
I'm sorry. Also,
The child is less than a week old, but it still managed to grab a hold of Jeff's credit card and buy $1,400 worth of V-Bucks.
Yep.
yeah, that's how it works.
off to a good start.
Yeah.
So he'll be out for a bit
Mhm.
going forward. On the off chance that he ever hears this podcast, 2 dads in the room. Any tips?
Yeah, like 9
wanna
months ago.
send
Don't do
out-
it, man.
Send out some positive
No,
vibes.
it's really good. Like
Or advice.
It's hard work. He's gonna be great.
Yep.
They're ready. Jeff has been a dad for like 15 years and just didn't know it yet.
Yeah, they've been contemplating it for a long ass time and just going back and forth on it. So when the time came, like they were ready. They were ready. So he's going to be just fine.
Don't. My advice: pick one book.
Yeah.
Don't look at the internet for when something's wrong with your kid. Don't ever
Don't
look at the
Google it.
internet.
Oh yeah.
Pick like the Mayo book or one of the like what shit that's broken with your kid books. Only look at that. Don't ever Google it, and then
Right.
call and find out what your pediatrician's after hours
about-
line
I
is.
have, yeah.
How about,
that's
Dr.
a good one.
Spock?
No, they don't. No, it's Mr. Spock now.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
we're back to Vulcan parenting.
I see.
Yeah.
Never mind. That's all I
He
know.
lost his
Diddy Kong
license.
is a doctor now, and Spock can't be. That's
Yeah.
ridiculous.
Wait, Diddy Kong's a doctor?
Diddy Kong's a doctor.
Really?
What world is this?
Baby Mario, Baby Luigi, Baby
What?
Peach, Baby Daisy, Real
Wait,
Daisy.
Diddy Kong's an OB?
the little star that floats around Rosalina. They're all in Dr. Mario world.
Huh.
They're all just doctored out.
Wait, are you playing that?
No, God, no. But
Oh.
I've seen the tweets, so
see.
I've absorbed
seen
the
the
good
tweets.
parts of the game.
Wait,
without
how many
actually having to play it.
doctors are in that thing?
A lot, apparently.
Man, I don't know.
Man.
Yeah,
How
they-
can the
many
star be a doctor?
Yeah.
it goes. I mean, it has eyes, so it can obviously read a medical textbook.
Yeah, but you have to have hands. It can't manipulate appendage.
Where does
it's
the
just like,
stethoscope go?
yeah.
Patrick Starr can hold a
No,
little
he
butterfly
can't.
net and chase
No.
around butter.
No, different universes also. Different rules. Different rules
You're
apply.
saying the Mario and the SpongeBob universes are definitely not the same universe?
We don't know yet.
We don't know
They have
yet.
not. They have not been entwined.
They haven't got to the Olympic Games together.
Don't look. It's only a matter of time before they show up in Mario versus Rabbids.
Yeah, that's true.
That's where it's gonna. That's where the crossover will
Oh,
happen.
shit, that will happen.
There's a
Yeah.
SpongeBob UB connection. It's got to happen.
Who in the Mushroom Kingdom would you entrust your healthcare to?
Captain Toad.
I don't know.
That's a good
He's
one.
always
Guy's,
Toad
seen it.
is a
guy's,
Jojo.
guy's a little reckless. I don't know.
Yeah. Birdo, I think.
Okay.
I feel like Shy Guy would be one of those weird, like, way into the plague doctor shit. And just like,
Yeah.
you know, like,
Yeah,
I'm going to
I'm
draw
gonna
your
leech
blood
you.
and replace
Just
it with
put, the,
leeches.
just put the long creepy nose on the front of the
Yeah,
mask and
yeah.
you're there.
I think. What's the pink toad? What's the
Toadette?
girl? Toadette?
Yeah.
Toadette seems like I'm down with the Toads. I feel like the Toads know what's up.
Yeah.
The Toads like run the rest of the kingdom,
Toads
so-
are the backbone of absolutely.
Of that society. Absolutely.
I've been rebuilding a castle with the help of the Toads lately.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Well, and to the what? I mean, if they got off their lazy asses and did their jobs once in a while.
Look, they're just following the rules of their guild. They can only build when I bring the coins.
Mm-hmm.
I got to pay for the material somehow.
Only certain Toads can load out certain things.
Yeah.
that's right.
Yeah.
Between the hours of
Yeah.
Yeah,
eight
I'm not
and
allowed.
4.
I can't push the cart when the Toads are there. I have
Yep.
to do it real on the QT when they can't see that I'm pushing
Does
the
it
cart.
have wheels on it?
Yeah,
Can't
no,
touch it.
no, you
Don't
got to
touch
carry
it.
by hand.
Mhm.
Yeah.
How is the Mario Maker 2 story mode?
Wow, that was a wonderful segue, Brad.
You know what? You know how many people complain that we don't say the names of the games we're talking about enough?
It's as a listener,
You get
I'm
that?
gonna go ahead and tell you. I spent a lot of time in show notes going, I wonder if it's this one or this one or this one. When Idle Thumbs started years ago saying the name of the game at the end of the segment instead of at the beginning,
Yeah.
that was a good change.
I will give a shout out to Jan, who does throw up the game names on the video version now. If you
fair.
happen to catch it on
Yeah,
YouTube.
yeah. Just
That's
skim
fair.
through.
Oh, that's really nice.
Watch both. Listen to both. There you
Yeah,
go.
at the same time.
Yeah.
It's good. It's weird because those levels are not like Mario levels; they're like Mario Maker levels.
Okay.
Like each one illustrates each of those levels kind of teaches you a new horrible thing that you can do to your friends with Mario Maker.
It's like please refer to Figure 2A,
Yeah.
the jump pad.
Well, and did they get people from the community to contribute those levels?
The names
Make
are
those
all
levels?
stuff like the quiz master and
Yeah.
like a puzzle level. So I don't know for sure. If I
Oh,
definitely
you don't know the
that-
Quizmaster?
Well, I don't know if the quiz master's a real guy or just like a Nintendo designer.
He's a real
you know,
person.
Quizmaster.
The Quizmaster.
they did get people for that invitational they had back at E3. I remember they got some people in to play early.
Did we ever talk about that thing?
Not really.
That thing was
Was it
fucking
cool?
cool.
It was really fucking cool. Yeah.
Mario esports is not something that I thought I needed to see, but it was a hell of a good time.
Yeah.
They're like E3 competitive stuff though, because they did the Nintendo World Cup a couple years ago. Like they've been
Splatoon,
doing
they
good
had
stuff.
Arms.
Well, I mean the arms one.
The arms
Yeah.
was cool because the producer came out at the end and challenged the winner in a 1v1.
That's pretty
And
good.
beat him
That's pretty
yeah.
good.
and took his title.
That's pretty good.
Um,
But yeah, Mario Maker's the first one they've done where I actually like really cared about the
what
game.
did they do? How did they do it?
It was a race. It
Okay.
was like this is before the game came out, obviously, so people hadn't really gotten their hands on it. So it was like, here's all the stuff you haven't really seen before. Like here's the car and here's the switches and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I think it was like pre-made levels, and
Yeah.
they basically just had these pros.
All
I don't-
different like styles.
I don't know how you qualify as a Mario Pro because
Yeah,
there's not really a
it's
Mario
like
Pro scene.
speedrunners,
Yeah, sure.
You know, like people who do videos on Mario and stuff like that. And they had commentators. Like one of them was a Smash player.
Yeah.
One of them was like like a Blizzard esports.
Like the
guy.
commentary was very good, and it was just super
cool.
And the game
fast
moved
paced,
just
and
so
mad
snappy because the
cap, and
levels are
just
so
like
short.
yeah.
Yeah.
It was very snappy, very entertaining to watch.
The problem I'm having with Mario Maker is there's so much new stuff you can do that I kind of don't know where to start.
Yeah.
So I'm not building. I'm just playing other people's levels, which I guess is fine.
Yeah.
I have like 5 levels that I'm juggling, all with like a different hook, different mechanic.
You mean that
I
you
wanna
haven't
build.
haven't uploaded yet?
Yeah.
Okay. Because I when I got it a week or two ago, I followed you, Jeff, Dan. Oh God, who else do we know? Like in our
Patrick,
yeah,
probably.
Patrick.
Giancarlo, a couple other people.
Yeah.
And like other than Dan a little bit, like the flow of levels has completely dried up.
Oh, I'm
It
sure.
has. It's dried up to its cons in following people. You get spottier releases, but in the pros department is I'm finding that the hot levels and the recently uploaded levels are of a higher quality.
Okay.
Because it's now people who are really committed to like, I'm still going to be uploading levels. So it's people who kind of either have a really good understanding of the systems or a lot of an imagination on how they want to apply that stuff.
I mean, there's some insane creativity.
Yeah.
In like that pinball level we played.
Yeah, I
and
love all
some
the
of the
mini games.
Yeah.
There's like Pong and pinball and tennis. And
I saw a Guitar Hero, like a rock band type.
Wow.
Yeah.
I
thing.
played a mini golf one that was all about
wow.
launching a shell through a little course with moving parts. So you had to like time the launch of the shell to hit a block at the end, and it was 9 holes, and you know you go through the pipes. And stuff.
It feels a little more Little Big Planet this time, where people are taking
Yeah.
the Mario mechanics and making kind of other games out of it.
Well, I mean, they gave more controls. Like they gave you the ability to place conditions on
Yeah,
your
the
win and stuff
conditions
like that,
and
which
the-
makes a lot of flexibility.
And the on-off switches and a bunch
Yeah.
of more like logic-y kind of things.
Yeah.
Almost.
I mean, is it Turing complete? Can you build a computer inside Mario Maker?
I don't know. I
It
feel
has
like
on
people
off
are how to
gates,
work. Yeah.
so you can you can do
Everything's
hands or
binary,
oars probably. Yeah.
Just gotta wait till they put the redstone blocks in.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because like you could build an OR gate by. Oh wow! You can hook two things together and put a shell in between them when the OR gate opens, and then the shell starts bouncing. I don't know. It's weird. Yeah. You could do weird stuff with that game.
Are you saying Mario Maker 2 is going to become self-aware at some point?
Look, those computers that they built in Minecraft were so spectacularly slow that they were slower than 1970s computers, but they worked.
They worked.
Okay.
Yeah.
Could they have navigated to the moon?
I mean, probably. Okay. Look,
eventually.
It turns out it's real easy. You just put 400,000 or 500,000 people on it and spend a few $1 billion in 1960s money, and all of a sudden, 8 years later, you're there.
Yeah. It's funny how that works.
I mean, it's a big rock. It's not easy to.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's harder to
miss.
It's hard to miss.
Yeah.
That's fair.
We talked about the Sun Still Untitled this week. I mean, the moon thing, but play Kerbal, because if you think going to the moon is easy, then try to get to the moon in Kerbal and then get back. It's a hard thing. But the stuff that the Smithsonian did in DC was rad.
Cool.
Like they had a Saturn V projected on the side of the Washington Memorial and did like a 12-minute show that showed the rocket take. Anyway, it's not video games, but it's very cool.
They had an event here that I almost wish I had gone to because they had a bunch of sort of veterans of the program there, like one of the pilots of the recovery helicopter.
At Ames,
I don't remember where they held it.
Probably at the Hornet.
It was at the Hornet, actually. I kind of wish I had gotten out to go to that. Actually, the thing I spent a ridiculous amount of my weekend looking at was I think it's ApolloRealtime.org or something like that.
So there's that,
Have
and then
you
there's
seen that?
Apollo_50th on Twitter, which is basically like
I
the
saw that
Capcom
too.
communication back and forth.
Well, that's what this is. This thing is like super interactive. Like it's got a YouTube feed of like mission control and like all the back and forth chatter on various channels that you you can switch between, the transcript running along, like
rad.
photos and footage from the mission scrolling. And there's a huge timeline at the top where you can scrub through all 100 and however 100
it's probably 190 or 200 hours because they're at 140 or something, 150 now, I think.
Yeah, it's
they're on the way
timeline.
back.
Yeah, and it's all annotated on the timelines. You can go to like here's launch, here's like the command module separation, blah blah blah. But they timed it to the 50th anniversary, so I was sitting there.
Yeah,
Saturday, like whatever time it was
in the morning, probably right.
That the powered descent started, and like following it in real time, like 50 years to the second after it happened. Cool. Like it was super cool.
So cool.
Yeah. Anyway, Mario Maker.
Mario Maker. Yeah, it's good. You can go to the moon in Mario Maker, I'm sure. Somebody probably built a Apollo mission in Mario Maker, right?
There's some really clever themed levels. I was playing one that was like kind of a Mad Max theme where there were little Goomba cars going through and stuff. Yeah, I'm playing through a bunch of Giant Bomb fan levels right now, actually, for a show Dan and I are working on. If you want to submit to that, you can check it out on our forums. It's called Get at My Level. If you have a Mario Maker level that you want to...
Still the best name.
That's a very good name.
Credit to Alex.
Instantly. I said we need a name for this Mario show where we play Mario fan levels, and he said, get on my level.
Didn't even, literally didn't miss a beat. Like, it just came out of his mouth.
I fucking hate him so much. He's so good at naming shit. Yeah, that game's like the glitch levels. I played a level that was like your NES card. One of the early ones was your NES cartridge is jacked up and you need to blow in it. But they did the overscreen glitch effect, so the whole thing is like.
Oh, that's so cool.
It's just it's not just mechanics; it's art, and like people are doing all sorts of cool
the
stuff.
Like upside down levels are really cool. They're really disorienting. It's weird how like stressed out I am about just normal Mario platforming, but it's upside down.
You just lay on the couch upside down, and, like.
It's more of a canvas than a game.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Exactly.
What else you been playing?
So the reason I haven't played as much Mario Maker as I expected to is because of Underlords.
Oh, no.
I got the Dota bug, finally.
There we go. I say oh no, but actually watching you and Ben talk about that game is part of why I wanted you to come in today.
I mean, oh yeah.
You mean yo.
Or ow. I haven't unlocked ow yet.
I unlocked ow. I'm sticking with yo. It's just so.
I think yo is good.
What the fuck are you?
I think I'm gonna get a yo emote for my Twitch channel.
That's good. Yeah.
It's hot. It's hot right now. I like it.
Does that thing have emotes?
It's like so there's a feid, of like when people take damage or upgrade units and stuff, and you can toss them just a little yo. It's the equivalent of a like. I guess.
Okay. I don't. People are using yos to drag you though too.
Oh yeah, when you die in neutral rounds, getting yo to oblivion.
How's
yo?
What are they calling their sort of like alpha battle pass? The proto pass? How is that thing? It's free, right?
It is free, yeah. Okay. It's completely free. There isn't even a paid version while they kind of figured it out. And in the last patch, they just were like, hey, we made it so you gain levels a lot faster. Sorry. Like they're obviously trying to make it fair. I'm using air quotes here to the consumer.
Well, yeah. I mean, like they're. I mean, the Dota battle passes got kind of aggressive after a while, right?
They are, dude.
Yeah.
Dude, holy shit.
But I mean,
there's a chest. Just a quick anecdote. So there's 3 tiers of chest. Every battle pass for the international, 1, 2, and 3, with increasingly rare items. But then there's a 4th chest, and that chest gets you one of the 3 other chests. You just watch a little roulette spiel of which other chest you get. You get a chest within a chest.
Chest out of chest.
And you like it's like 80% to get a chest 1, 10% to get the chest 2.
I don't like that.
I think I will say, like, to my mind, the sort of like base assortment of items that you would want out of the battle pass is like $140 or something like that.
Wow, holy crap.
Because I usually go up to the terrain, like the new map style.
Yeah.
And that's like 100.
If you want to get the like good all chat voice lines, that's like 300 levels, which is like $80.
So on this battle pass, the proto pass thing, I don't think there's anything locked behind random gates. It's all just like you get. It's like a PUBG or Fortnite style.
It's all
thing
cosmetic stuff.
Where you get to this point and you get the cosmetic.
Are they doing cosmetics for the hero unit stuff?
No.
Is it just sort of account level?
Those upgrade when you upgrade them. They're like from a 1 star to a 2 star.
Right.
But no, it's like it's the terrain, it's the effects of when they appear, like when they teleport.
Like when you win, there's fireworks, and the fireworks can change.
You can change your yo to an ow or
a banner. You can change your banner.
Yeah.
It sucks that if somebody else ows you, you can't ow them back if you have an unlocked ow.
No.
Yeah. But I mean, the battle pass is the kind of the least interesting thing about that game. The thing to me that's interesting about I had played a little bit of auto chesses before.
Yeah.
And I know you guys have talked about this at length. So we don't need to dig back into what auto chess is. But man, it's like some board game shit packed into a video game because the mechanics of working the board game would be impossible.
Yeah, right. I've thought about that. Like I've thought about what a physical version.
Oh my god, you'd be rolling so many dice
and like waiting for timers to go off and like hands off the board. Like
take you 6 months to finish a match.
It would be like 14 people working in the background so that 2 people could play the physical version of this game.
Roll. You're like looking through 5 new units. Roll.
Yeah.
Looking through 5 new units.
Guy up here with an abacus.
Exactly.
Calculating your income.
And it's really compelling, though. I understand why you were excited about it after playing some.
Yeah, it's cool. It's like people kind of who don't know how to play ask a lot for how to describe it, and it's not really like other video games except like like you position units on a board, but that's not even necessarily inherently video gaming.
It's closer to something like Dominion,
and
like the card game Dominion, a drafting game.
Yeah, it's like deck building maybe kind of comparison.
But then there's also like a physical positioning strategy level. The thing is, at the beginning when you're first starting out, you don't have to know anything about the positioning.
No,
you put the guys with big HP in the front and the guys with little HP in the back, and they kind of work itself out.
Yeah.
But so I played a little bit of that. I played a little bit of Teamfight Tactics.
Yeah,
and it's just a new thing that's really like the complexity of building the teams and then knowing when to shift your early units out for the big units. It's all the stuff that makes a board game like Dominion or Seven Wonders or something like that really compelling to play, but much more
fast-paced,
mentally challenging. There's a lot more going on.
There's so much going on, and it's so easy to just make a bunch of little mistakes. In a game like this, you don't really lose because you're like, oh, I like sold my 3-star unit by accident. You lose like death by 1,000 cuts.
Is it like Dota where you aren't necessarily sure what mistakes you made after you've made them? Like, is it bad?
You can definitely like miss some things. Like in retrospect, you're like, oh, I could have I should have, if I had saved that 1 gold, I'd have 1 more here, which would have snowballed into this, and I'd be able to afford this or something like that. But
like at the same time, if you realize that you're in trouble and you like make the right choice, it's not like Dota where you can get in a hole that you're never going to be able to get out of.
Yeah.
Like you can, like I have played the last 13 or 14 rounds of a game with 2 health and ground somebody from like 60 health down to win. Right? Like it is.
Which also means the opposite can happen. You can go into an ending like with 80 HP and lose to a guy with 6.
Well, yeah, like if you so they just patched, which changed this, but prior to the patch, like if you leveled up a bunch of the tier 1 heroes to level 3, that's great until like somebody gets a couple of tier 5 level 2 heroes, and then you're just going to get wrecked. And it seems like that this patch was made to address the kind of end game.
This patch is rough, man. It's a lot faster. Like people are taking huge chunks of damage early on. They changed how items work pretty fundamentally. Like the alliance stuff now is you randomly get that doled out at any level. So like before, if you wanted the power up that made your like dragons extra powerful, that was a tier 4 item. That means you could only get that like 15 plus rounds into the game. But now they offer it at each state of the game, just at different power levels, which means different strategies can come online earlier or later than they would normally, which kind of bust open the game into kind of chaos right now.
Yeah.
There's a patch with like Arc Warden. They've already kind of said we're patching this out, but so Arc Warden is a hero who his ult is he can make a clone of himself. And then that clone can make a clone of itself.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, and so they have independent cooldowns, which means that you can just eventually and like Primordial, which is his subclass, got a buff. So basically, the strategy is to just have a million Arc Wardens on your board, which does like 70 damage to somebody and basically kills them almost instantly.
But I mean, because there's so many items, like there's things that stack in really interesting ways. Like I got 2 strange bedfellows the other day. Which is the thing that lets your boost your demon hunter damage for each demon you have, each unique demon. And then I had a complete set of demons and like 4 demon hunters, and I was doing 10,000 damage per round per demon hunter, and just the rounds were lasting like 2 seconds. It was awesome.
You sound like you're so close to getting into actual Dota.
No, don't play Dota. This is much better. No, I can't play Dota because of the clicking.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's the cool thing, though, is like, the game only has like 40, 50 units, whatever.
Yeah.
But there are games like I've never had a good Demon Hunter game. I've probably played like 40, 50 games of Underlords at this point, and I've never like had the stars line up where that was my strat.
And the thing is, the meta determines what people go for. Like for a while, knights were really hot and people were going for knights, but you could easily beat a knight build with warriors because all 4 of the players on the 8-player board will be going for knights, and then that means all the warriors are up. So this is the thing that I didn't understand for a long time. Everybody's pulling out of the same pool of characters. So it's not like you have your own character deck, and Ben has his character deck, and Jason has his character deck. Everybody pulls from the same pool of characters. So if 4 people are going after knights, then that means you should not waste your time going after knights because they're going to all get gone. Go after something somebody doesn't have.
Yeah.
And like I feel like so. Like this and TFT and Auto Chess are all kind of the same game with a little tiny bit of differences. The thing that the Valve game has going for it is that it signposts how to play early on really well. Like they do a good job of giving you like signage that says, hey, this guy is a troll and a warlock, and here's how many warlocks you need to get this stuff done. And you're never in a position like in TFT there's these rounds where it's like a round robin, the musical chairs thing where everybody grabs a character out of the same circle of guys walking around the middle of the field. But if you don't recognize the characters by look, then you're just taking a guess when it's time to make your choice, which isn't a great experience for me. I mean, I'll learn the characters eventually, so it won't be a problem. But
would you say those are the 3 contenders at this point? Dota Underlords, Teamfight Tactics, which is the league one, and then Auto Chess is from the actual inventors of Auto Chess. Like,
I mean, right now, judging by what people are playing on Twitch, it seems like it's TFT and Underlords.
And then even that is like TFT.
TFT is
I see. Okay. But what I mean is like because there were some other clones that have already been kind of rushed. Like, do you think?
Had one.
Yeah, and there was that one you played on that one UPF, which I don't think totally can't remember the name of. Like, what I mean is like those are already going to kind of start falling off, right?
Yeah, I think Auto Chess has a chance when it gets its PC release on Epic,
just by virtue of being like the one from the people that made it.
Yeah, and that's like I know people who got in on that one when that one went mobile, who are like really into it and say the other ones don't do it for them. So they'll all have their audience for a while, but really it does like in a weird way come back to Valve and Riot. and
the thing is, everything is still so in flux. Like those games are changing. Like Valve is patching 3 times a week. It seems like sometimes like small patches, big patches. Same thing on the league side.
That's a really interesting thing about Underlords specifically. So, I don't know this for sure, but I assume that some of the team working on balancing Underlords is the same team that's worked on balancing Dota for these Dota 2 specifically. Yeah. And with Dota 2, they could design a patch and upload it and have it be out at their discretion. But some of the ways you see the developers talking about like, oh, patch is ready and waiting for certification from Apple because we want to release across all 3 at the same time. But we don't know when they're going to say it's okay for us to put this patch out.
Well, it seems like they have on the iOS. So I play on the phone a lot.
Yeah.
It seems like on the phone they have like the thing where you download the app from the store and then it also downloads gameplay stuff. And it seems like they only have to do... Like they had to do that. They had to wait for Apple for that big update because they did UI changes and stuff like that. But it seems like they can do gameplay balancing without having to go through Apple.
Yeah, so maybe smaller
because
like, or bug
often
fixes.
I will load it on the phone and it'll be like, oh, we're downloading 20 megs. Here you go.
Oh yeah, I have seen that. Okay.
Yeah. So that's the other big benefit for me is I can lay in bed and play this, which is really.
Yeah, I was going to
compelling.
ask if is the mobile version working out.
It's fine.
Yeah, it's crashed a lot less than it used to. For me.
It's maybe not the best way to learn, but now that they've added, so for a while there was a thing on the desktop version that you could hit tab and see like a kind of quick overview of all the characters, of all the teams, all the different people. Now I couldn't figure either it wasn't there. I didn't know how to do it on mobile. Now there's a little button you can tap and see.
Yeah,
that.
they just put that in.
Yeah, that makes everything a little bit easier.
Jan, I'm seeing a lot of head nodding going on.
Oh, yeah.
Are you still deep in?
It's too deep in. I would have been playing more of TFT if it was on mobile, but the fact that I can just lay down and just oh god, it's terrible.
It's a great lay down game.
Yeah,
it's
it is. Yeah,
just on the couch, in bed, watching a TV show in the background.
Yeah. The matches are long enough to ensure you'll never get up again.
Yeah.
I will say this new patch, like they decreased the amount of time you have in the early game to make decisions. Like they are very obviously balancing it to make it a shorter experience. I'd played 2 games in 50 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
it used to be about 40
other,
minutes a game.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sounds manageable.
It's and it doesn't have. I remember you used to describe Dota as being like 45 minutes of or 30 minutes of excitement and 15 minutes of dread.
Sure.
Yeah. And even when I lose, I don't feel like I've wasted the time because I feel like I've learned something.
Yeah.
Which is the thing that I look for in this kind of game.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm really enjoying the hell out of it. I think it's really good.
I'm gonna have to try that thing at some point.
Yeah. So a good way to learn 2 things. Watch people who play because you'll learn a lot about how to like the big thing that is the thing that I'm working on now is knowing when to shift from like trying to get level 3 tier 1s and tier 2 units to just leveling up level 4 and 5s. And knowing which 4 and 5s to bother leveling because some of them aren't as good as the others.
And they just completely changed like what units are 4s and 5s.
Yeah. Well, and they even changed like Tidehunter went up from being a hunter, it's in his name, to a warrior the other day. I don't know what the hell's going on. It's madness. Anyway, watch people play.
Madness,
you
Brad.
can also hop in a party with people. So you can hop in a party and just play against your friends. And like get a bunch of people in Discord. I'm totally down to do that if anybody wants to learn.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Also, the bot games are great because you can stop them at any time. You can play versus bots of varying difficulty levels and just pop in and out when you want.
You can also take your time and it becomes like
you can just turn off the timer.
Yeah.
Shit. I played the bot game on the train in this morning.
On a new patch, I play 1 bot game at least to just try.
I just get right in there. Lose bad, lose terrible.
Dota.
Underlords. It's not Dota. No.
Okay,
Dota.
TI is coming up.
Are they going to do Underlords at TI?
No, but I wouldn't be surprised if there's not like a big announcement for some sort of pro scene circuit thing.
Oh man, I can still make this is my chance. Gotta get grinding that
You're
out.
not gearing up for the $1 million artifact tournament that they announced?
Is that's happening? That's man, I got.
They haven't said it's not.
I have a complete set of cards.
Oh, then you have an advantage over.
I spent $3.
I'm going to say 99.9% of people.
Jason.
Yeah. Hey.
There's a new Marvel Ultimate Alliance game.
There is.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. You didn't know?
Is it out? I
Yeah,
didn't know
it came out on,
it is
out
out
on Friday.
It's been a hot
Switch
minute
exclusive?
since Switch exclusive.
Yeah, it's Team. Isn't it Team Ninja?
Team Ninja and Koei Tecmo. Yeah, I'm not exactly sure who did what, but it's an odd pairing to be sure.
Who made the? Was it Raven?
That's
who made
that
the
sounds
old
familiar. Yeah.
I think they made the X-Men.
Raven made X-Men Legends.
X-Men Legends.
I don't know who made
Marvel Ultimate
MUA.
Alliance.
Huh.
I know.
Anyway, it's been like what? Were those like PS2 games or something?
Yeah, it's been
Xbox
a
360
was it
for
long ass
MUA.
Mua on 360.
Yeah, but Xbox Legends was original Xbox.
Yeah.
Because
they predate the whole Marvel explosion.
Yeah, like the MCU,
Marvel. Yeah,
totally.
That whole universe, and as such, it's kind of lost its kind of nerdy impact, I guess, a little bit, because it's so mainstream now.
You've got a lot of other options for.
Yeah, previously it was like, oh shit, they got Blade in here. That's fucking awesome.
Right.
That's such a deep cut.
Now Blade is being played by an Academy Award winner.
Hell yeah, he is.
Marvel has ascended a bit.
Yeah,
it was Vicarious Visions for MUA.
Okay.
Yeah,
remember
I get that because I wasn't a huge comics guy, but I remember playing those games and being like, "Oh, I don't know who Ant-Man is, but he seems cool as hell."
Let me read up on him. Yeah, the game. I think some of the other games had like trivia included.
Like the load screens had trivia on them too.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, shit like that. But there's really none of that in this one. So it's kind of retelling the Infinity Gauntlet. Everything that the Marvel movies have been doling out to you, for the past like 10 years or
Some
something.
meat and potatoes
Yeah,
in there.
So
Okay.
they are retelling that, and it's not a 1-to-1 kind of thing.
So
but
it's not based on the movies. It's like its own designs and stuff.
Yeah, it's its own designs, but it's still kind of following those same characters. Thanos is still the big bad guy and stuff, and it's got Guardians of the Galaxy right away. Then it kind of shifts to the Defenders. And we're just getting into like X-Men land right now, which is what I'm excited for. I was worried that it was just going to focus on, the Marvel movies, as of late. But no, we got Spider-Gwen in there. We got
Any Fantastic Four?
Ooh.
not yet,
Okay.
not yet that I've seen. I don't know, but I've got a Deadpool, but I had
How
to buy like a $20 expansion pass to get that.
how does it like? Is it more? Is like so? Those X-Men games were kind of almost like action RPGs.
Right.
And then the MUAs I went back and played 2 the other day when we were talking about it because I was like, I thought this was an action RPG. It is totally a beat 'em up.
Yep.
Is this more a beat 'em up?
It walks that line.
Okay.
There's you're not picking up items or anything like
So
that.
there's no loot.
There's no loot.
Oh,
Yeah, which is kind of a bummer. But after a while, I would turn that off anyway, and just like you could like auto level up. So you're getting like ISO 8 now, which is like an upgrade currency essentially, and you can add 10% damage to your light attacks or something like that. So there is still kind of like a level up thing.
You're not like getting new shields for Captain America.
No, you're not. Yeah, and I haven't seen any additional costumes or anything like that. Which it's very bare bones, but it's like it's giving me the meat that I want, right? It's a good beat 'em up. All my favorite guys are there. It's fun, it's a good beat 'em up, man.
Punch.
service.
You hit the button, they punch them.
Yeah, that all it feels good.
Is it voice acted at all?
Yeah, it is, which is weird because some of the like I'm playing Captain America and it's got like shield slash,
Yeah.
that
Shield slash.
Yes, but it's like the same fucking voice line
Really?
from
Marvel too?
Yeah, it's
really?
crazy.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's bizarre.
Yeah, I swear to God, it's the same thing.
Oh, I hope you hear a Berserker barrage.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I haven't checked out Wolvie yet. He is in there.
Do you like pick a character up front, or does the story have you changing characters?
So
Or,
the
like,
story
what's
has you, with the Guardians, because they're the first 4 that you can switch between those 4.
Which four
on the fly.
which 4 Guardians is it?
Star-Lord.
Yeah, Star-Lord. It's Gamora. It's
Rocket
Drax,
Raccoon and Groot together?
Yeah, and
Yep.
there we go.
The classic.
Okay, the classic 4.
Right.
5.
Four.
4 and a raccoon.
And you'll like go to the raft, like in Spider-Man land, and you'll recruit all kinds of spider people, and it just keeps rolling out from there. Oh, they've got Ms. Marvel in there. Kamala is great.
Oh.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, she's been the only like person that's been outside of the universe so far.
I
Like
see.
the movie universe, I guess.
How does it run on the Switch?
So it runs fine. Like I was really worried about that. I tried playing handheld, and I'm like, this is too small. So I should put it into docked, and it's running really well, and it looks pretty damn good. So I'm really impressed with that little system. Jesus Christ, they do a good job sometimes.
Yeah.
It's pretty surprising, but I can sum this up in just like one phrase. It's a good beat 'em up.
Okay.
Like
Not-
that's really all that I'm getting out of it. I'm not getting like the deep cuts or anything like that. I'm not getting like a compelling story really, but I'm getting some good action.
Did you play it with your son?
He played a little bit last night. He wanted to play as Spider-Man, and he's like, yeah, this is too hard.
Is it pretty button mashy? Like
Yeah,
not
definitely.
a ton of depth.
Yeah, and as you level up, once you hit certain milestones, you'll unlock new powers. You don't get to choose those powers, as far as I can tell. But it's like a hold the right trigger and then hit one of the face buttons, and you get a different attack. And some of those can like coincide or like combo into some of the other powers. Like each attack has like a weird element associated with it, like a anti-grav or like a ground pound or something like that. You can use that to like open up secret areas, or you can use it as just like a general like crowd clearing attack. But that game is actually kind of tough. Like I mentioned, my son is having a tough time with it. I'm actually having a tough time with it too. I actually bumped the difficulty down because it was like too, I don't know. Enemies were too sponge-tastic.
Okay.
Too many, like
Spending too much time mashing.
yeah, there was way too much time. Like I wasn't getting enough out of it. I was just.
You just want to be a superhero and mow through a bunch of bad guys. Yeah.
Exactly. And I wasn't getting that at first. So I bumped the difficulty level down.
I mean, those games weren't easy games, the old ones. Like, I remember playing 4 players, and
after a while, you could definitely overpower yourself for sure.
Yeah.
But
do they keep the team up things that they had in the old one, where like you can smash Thor's shield, Thor's hammer into Captain America's shield?
They kind of have stuff like that. Yeah, and it works. Yeah, they have the elements or whatever. So some complement others.
Cool.
That's Marvel.
Sounds pretty geared toward the Marvel fandom.
Yeah. It follows the universe, or the Marvel universe, the movie universe pretty well, I guess.
It's a cool way to do a movie tie-in game.
Yeah. But yeah, it runs well too. That's cool.
Cool.
But that's about it.
Thanks, Nintendo.
Yeah. Good job.
Yeah. Ben, I understand you've been playing this week's ArcSys game.
I have. I'm very limited in what I can say about that today.
I thought that is it not out?
No, the 26th.
Oh, my bad.
I can talk about that it exists and it has at least one chapter of a story mode.
Okay. All right.
But more on that next week.
There's your update. Sorry.
Wow, can't wait for that.
My bad. I thought that was fair game.
But other than that, I went back to try and play a little more Sam Show. I talked about that last week, how it was tough getting a match. And so this time I tried spending more time in the player matches and the lobbies. That stuff works like perfectly. I was in there finding matches.
Awesome.
As soon as I started looking.
So they had a patch that came out like last week. I think
really?
That actually improved netcode and so yeah, it's good that
I did even pop into it just to see if I could find a ranked game, and I found one. So
cool.
Yeah, that game seems a lot more playable online. It's a weird game to like practice because it's very non-combo heavy. It's very like footsies and spacey and punish based, and so it's my first time like really getting into a training room and like setting up dummy actions and trying to like punish. Like okay, what are my optimal punishes with these characters? And so it's a way to approach a fighting game that I haven't ever really done before, and that's fun.
Because it is so like fundamental focused.
Yeah. And it's really fun to just play a bunch of matches against the same person. I would get into a room and just like, because that's a big part of being new at a fighting game, but just trying to learn the systems as a whole rather than any sort of character stuff, and like how another human is going to react and punish me for doing these stupid normals or whatever.
Right.
And yeah, I'm excited for that game to like be played more. I think there was kind of an initial wave of people that crashed against it and were expecting it to be something it wasn't. Myself included.
Like right up until this week, my impression of that game was like, oh, people are disappointed with it. But it seems like it's like it's got a build.
I feel like
it's slowly picking up
people
steam.
are coming out in support of it.
Yeah.
What game is this?
Samurai Showdown.
Thank you.
Yeah, the new one.
Sam Show.
Sam
Show.
You might have.
He said
Sam Show.
So that's the thing, though.
Show.
People like literally ask us to repeat it every like 2 minutes or something. Like
sometimes you're in the car, man, and somebody cuts you off. You miss it.
I've been there. Yeah. I'm gonna say the name of the game right here so I can remember.
Just stick a little timer there.
But yeah, other than that, not a ton of.
Play any more Apex Season 2? We did a stream last week. Played a couple hours.
That was so fun.
Yeah, it was, and I'm thinking back on it, trying to think like, all right, what was new about that? And like, there is some stuff, there's like the pterodactyls flying around with the boxes, and like Watson is new, but a lot of it was just like a reminder that Apex is a very good game.
Apex is real good. Yeah,
like, there is some new stuff there, like the Mozambique's got a hop up.
That hop up. It's you can't drag people by pinging it anymore.
Yeah. I never actually went back to read what that thing does, so now I can't quite remember. What is it?
There's two. There's one in a P2020 and a Mozambique, and I think that one's does more health damage, and then the other one does more shield damage, and that's in the alternator.
Okay, so they can't both be put in the same gun.
No.
Okay.
So you carry one late stage to after you break somebody's armor, just dome them.
Right. Ideally, cool. would you want both? Like use one to drop the shields,
or
and then
use your
switch to the other.
Ideally, you'd want like a rarer, better gun, and then one of those to complement it. So you have like like if you have like a light machine gun that's really good for taking down shields, and then you switch to the 2020 to try and finish them off, or vice versa, or like a sniper rifle. That's that would actually be the first one too. But they're good complements now, rather than just being like, oh shit, I can't find any other good guns.
They continue to seem extremely smart about the ways that they're evolving that thing.
I wish they'd make that 4 players.
Yeah, it's weird that I haven't even talked about any sort of even like solo, duo, squads.
I mean, splitting out the queues has been a mistake for other battle royales.
Yes.
Right.
But like 3 player, I just have a regular foursome. I want to bring my regular 4 guys in.
Or like you could even like it'd be cool if you had like coach slot like they have in Dota or something. Like you could hop between them and like look at the map more in detail or something.
God, that would be rad.
Yeah, because like it's like I got a chore I got to run. We'll do that in Dota sometimes where it's just like I can't really devote the next 45 minutes to a Dota game. I'll coach and then like pop back in and just watch you guys and talk shit.
Yeah, sounds fun.
Yeah,
Talking shit is fun.
talking shit is fun.
Yeah. Cussing.
Jan, you talk shit lately?
All the time. Constantly talking mess.
Pokemon Go, huh?
Well, actually, Pokemon related. Unified Minds, the newest booster pack's coming out, and a buddy of mine bought pre-release packs, and we're training against each other to try and win a pre-release tournament in Santa Clara. Nice. Because I want the good shit. I want to win the big pot because apparently there's a card in this booster pack. Pokemon TCG. That's what we're talking about.
This is a physical cards, right?
Physical cards.
Not a game with cards.
Not game with cards.
This is video games.
Okay, just making sure.
It's video game property.
That's fine.
Okay.
There's a card that I want called Giant Bomb, and that's all I want in it. And all the Pokemon TCG forums are just like discussing like how Giant Bomb's gonna shake up the formula, and it confused the crap out of me.
This is like a moment for SEO. Remember this for SEO.
Yeah. Okay. I was like, wait, what? What are we talking about? And then I realized it's a new release card. And then I need it. And then I'm going to blow it up. I'm going to frame it, put it right behind me here. And
Perfect.
Just training up for that pre-release tournament this week.
Is that like that's got to be like some kind of item or weapon card, right? Like there's not a Pokemon named.
Oh, no.
Okay.
Well, not yet, at least. Who knows?
It's this weekend in Santa Clara?
Yes.
Same time and place as California Extreme.
Whoa.
Santa Clara is going to be
Wow.
a hive mind.
The block is hot.
Shit. All right. Hot action in the South Bay this week.
You are gone?
I'm thinking about it, yeah.
Which one? Pokemon or Cax?
If they're close enough to each other, I would love to pop into both.
It's probably
that is
20 minutes. 20 minutes.
That is a hell of a Saturday.
Yeah. Real sweaty.
You think about going to California Extreme?
Oh, yeah. I missed it last year. I've been a bunch. It's always fun. It's fun when you can get a group of people together and go.
Totally.
But it might just be fun to... And I'm even closer to San Jose now, or Santa Clara. Maybe I'll go down there.
Griffin's at like the perfect age for.
Oh yeah, you're gonna take him.
Cax?
Yeah.
He'll be rocking at like 2 a.m. just ready to go.
Totally.
Yeah.
Let's go show him some cabs.
Yeah.
Doing playing some Mortal Kombat vaping.
That's my boy.
That is gonna be
my boy.
Roughly 40% of California Extreme is people vaping while playing Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
The other 40% pinball and vaping. Last 20% miscellaneous games and vaping.
Yeah. People in line for the time splitters. For that what's that time machine game with the hologram?
Oh yeah.
People in line for that.
Time Traveler.
Time Traveler. Yeah.
That's right.
Just people vaping and vaping.
Blowing smoke into the.
Oh man.
Wow, that'd be so cool.
I actually want to see that. Finally, you have discovered an actual legitimate use for vaping.
When I was a kid, they had that time traveler game in the Gold Mine, which was the arcade in the mall in Bristol, Tennessee. And it was all the way back in the back where it was real it was real dark and real seedy in there. So like I was not allowed to go past the X-Men cabinet. That was as far as I could go. Because in the back was the pinball machines and the gambling.
Yep.
And my mom was like, "You're not allowed to go. I don't like you going in this place, but I realize it's important. You can go in as far as X-Men.
I'm impressed your mom knew the score in that place.
Yeah. Look, her dad was a very good pool player.
Okay.
So she knew.
I see.
She knew the kind of business that happens in those kinds of venues.
I see.
Yeah, she was aware.
I see. Y'all got any other games you want to cover?
There's a big PUBG patch tomorrow.
Oh?
Yeah, so it's battle. It's a little battle royale game's been around for a while. But they
Still playing every night.
I am at 2,500 hours now.
Jeez, man.
Ish.
Wow.
Yeah, so I play every night. This is I think today is maybe this. I got a Discord message as I was walking in. I think it's the 2nd anniversary of playing with the same 4 guys pretty much every night.
Wow.
It's good. So they redesigned Arangel, the original island, the first place that we all went battle royale. You guys should come back and check it out again. They've added ledge grabs, so you can climb up on roofs and stuff like that.
Mantling,
stuff? Like full on, like it's been mantling for a while. The vaulting has been in since like Miramar, the second map came out.
I thought so.
But now you can grab stuff that's up to I think 2 meters or 2.5 meters and kind of chin up on it, which makes a whole lot of stuff more accessible. They've added new vehicles, so now when you they've added flares a while ago, which I think you guys have seen probably, but you can call in crates. You can call in your own crates if you find a special item in the game. When you fire that inside the circle, you get like a sniper crate. When you fire it outside the circle, you get a BRDM, one of those Russian APCs with like 6 wheels that's amphibious. So and it's like heavily armored, but you can't shoot out of it. So it's like there's it's a real weird choice. It's real good.
Yeah, I like that.
It seems like they're maybe starting to understand the jank that's good in that game versus the jank that's bad in that game.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, it's been the patch. I think tomorrow for people listening now adds the Arangel redesign, and they're like adding some story shit, which I don't know how I feel about, but whatever. But the maps are completely redesigned. They're fixing a lot of the problems, like the hallways that are too wide for people to go in different directions down, too narrow to go in different directions down, and stuff like that. Good quality of life, and redoing the graphics so like the grass renders better and stuff like that.
Story,
right? They have all this weird. There's a weird like kind of maybe fascisty looking guy that's maybe the leader. And then there's resistance, and there's red flags with eyes that look very much like the CBS logo. And then there's fists. I don't know.
All right.
There's secret rooms.
They do have a whole universe to build out now.
I mean,
they're making that single player game.
Yeah, the ex-Sledgehammer folks, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Now that I've played Apex and finally played an FPS on PC where I practice shooting, every time I come back to PUBG, I have a much better time than I used to.
It's funny, getting good at the SMGs in Apex made me a much better PUBG player because like the recoil and control and stuff is very similar.
Yeah,
that's good.
Learn how to handle something squirrely.
Yeah, like it's one of the things I've never really played a shooter. I've never really put this many hours into a shooter. I mean, I probably played Quake 1 this much, but it's not exactly the same because there's not recoil or anything in that.
Quake 1 don't give a fuck.
Quake 1 you just aim at the feet and people explode. It's great.
You just shoot the water with the lightning gun.
We should play Quake 1 also.
Yeah.
The thing that's happened is like I can do shit now that I would have never, like I can full auto like the squirreliest of ARs at 75 meters and just wreck people.
Nice.
And if you'd asked me if I could do that a year ago, I would have said there's no chance. So you play something a lot you get good at, I guess, or get better. Maybe not good.
Go figure.
2,500 hours, man. That's a way of life, man.
I mean, look, it's fun.
Are you spending more time with your squad than your?
No, I mean,
this is after hours.
I started.
Okay.
It's after bedtime. I started 8.
Okay,
So,
all right, gotcha.
That's fair. All right. I believe that brings us to our first break. We're going to step away and then come back and talk about the news.
You know what? It's time to get on the internet. I don't mean surfing the web. I don't mean messaging your friends. I mean put your mark on the internet. Get out there. Start a website. Launch your passion project. Turn your dreams into realities. Squarespace makes it all possible. Whether you're looking to start a new business, showcase your work, publish content, sell products, and more, Squarespace is the tool for you. That's right. They've got beautiful templates created by world-class designers, and you can customize whatever you need. You know, just a few clicks here, a few clicks there. You can easily make a beautiful website all by yourself that does what you want it to do. Want to sell stuff? Hey, they've got powerful e-commerce functionality, and they've got analytics that'll help grow your site in real time. Get to see the numbers, tweak stuff, tweak it some more, look at the numbers some more, tweak it again. All that stuff. And it's optimized for mobile right out of the box. There's nothing to patch or upgrade ever. They handle all that stuff. So you can focus on what matters, and that's buying domains. It's never been simpler. And Squarespace's award-winning 24/7 customer support makes sure that you'll get the help that you need. Whether it comes to buying domains, customizing templates, whatever you're trying to do, Squarespace has your back. Do you know they empower millions of people? That's right, designers, lawyers, artists. Hey, even restaurants and gyms, which are people now. That's right. They all are turning their great ideas into something real, and you can too. Head on over to squarespace.com/bombcast for a free trial. And when you're ready to launch, use the offer code BOMBCAST to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. That's squarespace.com/bombcast, offer code BOMBCAST.
News! It's time to talk about it. And I have these headlines here.
Talk to me.
So let's go through them.
Give it to me.
Talk newsy to me.
All right. This week in the news. We talked about the Switch Lite last week. That had been announced finally. And we talked about how there was going to be a new version of the system on a chip in that thing that sounds like it's going to be more power efficient and stuff. And like the thought was, or it wasn't even a thought. Like
Probably close those back doors
we
too,
do,
right?
Probably, yes. I'm sure that was
Amazing coincidence.
the original Switch was extremely hackable, and we're assuming that stuff has been fixed as a side effect. But we speculated, and then Nintendo basically confirmed because they filed with the FCC that the original Switch would also be getting this new chip. And then we kind of figured that would be the end of it, like it would just start quietly showing up out there in retail.
Yeah. Right.
Instead, Nintendo just flat out came out and said, hey, yeah, we're updating the original Switch with this thing too. Battery life is going to be way better now.
That's crazy.
Like up to 2 times as good in some
Yeah.
cases.
Wait, what?
Yeah. Oh, did you not?
I missed this one.
It's so they, I mean, like straight up posted it on. So we actually looked at this page last week, which is a comparison page between the regular Switch and the Switch Lite, which is like, hey, here's how big they are. Here's which games, here's the modes that the Lite supports and doesn't support. It's like kind of which Switch is right for you. They've amended that page now under the main Switch with 2 model numbers. The original model number, HAC001, which is listed with battery life of 2.5 to 6.5 hours. Underneath it says, for instance, the battery will last approximately 3 hours for The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, 6 hours with Picross.
Yeah.
It turns out.
But they've listed out this new Switch that we don't think is actually on shelves yet, but they straight up put the model number for that one.
That's pretty crazy.
It's cool
Yeah,
that this is very un-Nintendo.
Like this is it's very un-Nintendo, and it's just very like un-video game console because typically like I went through this last year when I had sold my old PS4 Pro and bought the new one because it was quieter.
Yeah.
And I had to be out there like eyeballing the fine print on the PS4 box that I bought to make sure I was getting like the new quiet one, right?
I mean, sometimes you have to make sure you buy the right bundle, right? To get the right thing.
And you end up on like a Reset Era or someplace like that and just sort of like, scouring like community knowledge for that kind of information.
God.
It's not like the manufacturer is usually coming out and saying, here's the good Switch that you want to buy.
Yeah.
Remember when the 360 like added like an HDMI?
Yeah, it was totally that shit. Like, It's been going on forever, and you would always just have to be like, okay, which box art do I want for the HDMI port and shit like that. So
God, the 360 launched with component.
Yeah. Yes.
Wow.
360, HDMI was kind of not a thing when that thing came out.
Wow.
Same thing happened with like the Jasper version of the 360 that didn't red ring as much and stuff. You just kind of had to like hope you got lucky.
Yeah, that was a good time. Didn't red ring as much. Nice job.
Yeah. Anyway, like they on this comparison page, they're flat out. They're like it's HAC001-01. Serial numbers begin with XKW, so they're saying that one has 4.5 to 9 hours of battery life, which is
It's pretty significant.
Which they say
cross-country flight.
5.5 hours in Zelda Breath of the Wild compared to the 3 in the original model. So it's like a big increase.
Yeah.
I mean, the only time I've run the battery out on my Switch was playing Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My son does it with Mario Kart.
My daughter does it, but
Really?
she just can't be trusted to put the thing in the dock.
Yeah.
Sure.
What was there any word about a shortage or anything? Like had they been in short supply for
I don't
a while?
think
I wonder
so,
if
no.
like
I
they'd
haven't
run out
seen-
the channel and then
I don't think so. I think you can just get a Switch right now.
I wonder if you'll be able to get the old bad battery one for a steal now.
Doubt it. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like I originally looked at this, I was like, this seems crazy because now isn't going to make it harder for them to sell the old crappy one for the same price.
They'll just
Like,
chuck in a copy of ARMS or something and call it a day.
But I wonder if it's the Switch is just so popular and moves so fast that they just don't care. It's like they know people are just going to go buy them as soon as they see them and not worry about it.
Like, are stores going to label them as like old Switch and new Switch, or are they just going to have them all on the same shelf?
Like they've got the new one's got slightly different box art, but not like different enough to really be able to tell.
It's kind of crappy for the uninformed consumer who's like, hey, Dad, I want a Switch. Okay, I'll go to Target and get you one. And then there's 2 sitting on the shelf, and they both look the same, and you grab the one with the bad battery.
Yeah.
That's a bummer.
Yeah.
But I mean, realistically, that's probably going to be a Switch Lite anyway. So
if you're getting a Switch for little Billy,
yeah.
get him light.
Did they talk about how the Switch Lite stuff is going to affect Labo? Are you going to have to?
It doesn't work.
Oh, you just can't use it with Labo
it
at
just
all.
flat out
Oh,
doesn't
that
work.
blows.
Or
I mean, all the-
1-2 switch. You can't play 1-2 switch
can't.
anymore.
Man,
Wait,
man.
can't you put it? Can't you put?
Well, you could.
You could use separate
You could sync
Joy-Cons, right?
Joy-Cons, right?
You can sync. Yeah, I suppose.
Well, theoretically.
Huh.
Just make sure you pack extra Joy-Cons to play 1-2 Switch.
Oh,
I
I
would
always
milk that cow.
Every time you travel.
Oh. I never played 1-2 Switch, guys.
I played one of every minigame on it once.
I didn't spend the $50. I feel like I made a good choice.
Yeah.
This was
I'm
when
not really
the
missing
choices were between 1-2 switch and snipper clips, and everyone said, "Yeah, I'll play snipper clips."
Snipper Clips is great.
Snipper clips are cool as hell.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a good game.
Even when they announced this, what is the thing they're doing for online members? The ticket, the golden ticket, like Game Pass.
Oh,
you know what
yeah.
Oh yeah.
What?
like what you can basically you can pay them $100 and get credit for 2 games if you're part of the online service.
Wow.
Yeah, so you're basically getting. I think it's it's
But
10
you have to like
$10
use
yeah.
them within.
It's within
a
like
month.
12 months or something. I
It's
think.
like-
oh, is it less?
Are they?
Well, yeah, man,
You're basically pre-buying 2 games from them and getting like $10 off.
But is it any
each
2
game.
games?
It's most. But the reason I brought it up is that 1-2 Switch was like the first game in the trailer
Hell
that,
yeah.
that they promoted this with. Like as if people are clamoring to get $10 off of 1-2 Switch.
Like, I'll be honest. Every time they do a sale, I'm like, I'm going to see if 1-2 Switch is on sale. Because if it was like 15 or 20 bucks, I would be in for that. But then I have a kid. It'd be good. We could do the draw game. It'll be fun.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
the one good one.
Sure.
Parental locking, the cow milking one.
Anyway, if you're in the market for a Switch, word wise, wait,
Look
try
at
to
the 0101.
try to
Informed consumer.
try to
Yeah.
hold off and get this better when if you can swing it.
Shit.
Like
want one.
I immediately looked at this and I was like, should I maybe
Trade
get
in.
rid of my Switch for this new one? But
Like, how much would I pay
Yeah.
to like?
Is it worth it?
It's a nice bump, but I don't think it's
Like, like if you have battery problems with Switch, can't you just buy like one of those battery backpacks?
yeah, you can get a battery pack and it's not the
plug
end of
that
the
thing
world.
in.
Or
Yeah.
like
Who
a
wants
lot
to
of
deal with that?
a lot of airlines have not all but
USB-C
some-
ports?
Some or just plugs. you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
There are ways to charge that thing.
I
on
wish
the
I could
go.
plug my Switch into the USB-C port on the airplane and have it come up on the seat back screen.
Oh my
Oh.
god.
It'd be
I
so nice.
saw some people speculating that this is actually what the Switch Pro was rumored to be. But
could
that
be.
seems like a stretch to me.
Yeah, I don't, because it was originally 2 new models.
the reporting-
one
yes.
was light.
Yeah,
and
the
one
reporting
was
out
like,
reporting out of Japan was there's a light one coming and a quote unquote like faster model coming, and some people were saying like, oh, maybe this is what that was, but that doesn't seem right.
People
No.
talk about high resolution screens, which
Yeah.
seems unlike
Yeah.
like the switching to more resolutions makes it a lot harder on the devs, and it makes it much more likely that they'll release bad versions for the original Switch.
Yeah.
Of which there are millions and millions in the market, and I think it's in Nintendo's interest.
As
not
an
to do
original
that.
PS4 owner, I say thank you for
Yeah.
your public service announcement.
Yeah, there's like a bad track record. Like Nintendo even did that with the new 3DS. Like, was it Hyrule Warriors? I think.
Yeah.
Like ran like garbage on the old
Yeah.
3DS when
Yeah.
it came out,
Well, like
barely double digit.
and
frame
like
rate.
it sounds like PS4 regular is kind of getting short shrift.
Like even Samurai Showdown, a game that's not incredibly graphically intensive, I would say, is like making my thing sound like a battle cruiser.
Yeah.
It's funny because like Spider-Man was really well done. Like Spider-Man, they did cube maps and stuff on the PS4 Pro so that you can see inside the rooms and the windows. And then
Oh,
on the
they didn't have that on the regular.
no, it wasn't on the
I
regular.
noticed
one.
that on the Pro. I was like,
Oh,
oh,
God,
there's
it's so
actual.
good.
I was like, there's actual depth behind these windows. It's
Oh,
crazy.
yeah.
I'm like, yeah.
But on the PS4, it just doesn't have that, and like the frame rate was
didn't
still
know that.
okay.
Wow.
Yeah, it's
Well, that was a first party.
It was first party
that was an
game, yeah.
exclusive game, so
Yeah.
of course they're going to put in the
Yeah.
work.
That's sweet tech.
yeah.
I don't think any word about when this new model is going to be getting out in the channel, but
Did they talk about it's? I assume it's going to hit when the light does, right? Is that later this year?
Maybe around that time.
When is the light
September or something?
September.
Was
Time
it
for Christmas.
September
And
20th,
Pokemon.
I want to say.
Yeah. That yellow one.
Something like that.
Mwah.
I like the yellow one. I do not like the yellow Joy-Con. The purple yellow Joy-Con.
So yes,
I love the
they
yellow
have announced
Joy-Cons.
they announced new Joy-Cons as well.
If
I don't like either of them.
anybody want, I have some red and blues. I'll totally trade for yellows.
like
if
my red
anybody
and
wants some
blues.
red and blues.
Okay, so this blue and yellow package, those are existing colors, right?
The yellow-
I think so.
There's nothing. Is that just the Splatoon yellow one
yellow came out with the arms, I think, didn't it?
or whatever it
I
was?
do not remember.
That's not a
Yeah.
different yellow, right?
The blue, I don't think has been out. That's a different blue.
Is it? That's
Yeah,
hard to tell.
the blue is a little more royal unless your color balance is
Okay,
messed up on your monitor.
Is this just that thing where when you see a different color
Yeah, this is the dress.
adjacent to it?
Wait.
Is this just
yeah, that's
What do
that's
you
tan
see?
and black, pink and white.
But they did announce 2 legit new colors.
Can you
which-
believe those llamas got loose?
Yeah. It's purple and orange.
I like those.
I like
Which
that.
this box describes as neon purple and neon orange, which is bullshit.
Neon Genesis purple.
It's spice orange, goddammit.
Spin that laptop around.
The proper terminology is spice
Yeah,
orange.
that's a spiced.
That's that color.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like they're going for the
man.
GameCube colors.
I had
Yeah.
the
I
purple
like the
GameCube.
purple.
I
like
don't,
the orange.
but
I
I
do
don't,
too.
I don't feel like that's GameCube purple though.
No,
I mean,
it's a little
no.
darker.
It's a little bit more of a. It looks like kind of more
Well,
of magenta to me, almost
yeah.
like the
It's too
The
vibrant.
purple's
The-
purple's
yeah.
It's a
definitely
little more
not.
muted.
the
on
GameCube
yeah.
purple is more of like a duller.
It was a royal color
Yeah,
for a more discerning consumer.
yeah.
As somebody who's bought an extra set of Joy-Cons and almost immediately regretted it, I'm not buying any more Joy-Cons no matter how good the color is.
Yeah.
But those are real good colors.
Yeah, those are pretty good colors.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that purple and orange combo. That's pretty
Wario.
good.
Wario's Team Wario, man.
Yeah.
Not best.
Still like my red and blue. To me, that's just like the canonical Switch Joy-Con color.
Which side is red and which is blue for you, though?
Oh yeah, I have the red left.
See, I've red right.
Left. We can never be friends.
No, we're enemies from birth.
Yeah.
It's like that Star Trek episode.
I was thinking the Dr.
Oh,
Seuss
yeah.
book.
Yeah, that works too.
Real quick aside, we finally put up that video over the weekend.
Oh,
of
yeah.
the Joy-Con mod that I did months ago.
Oh, nice.
Started
Did you
in
put the D-pad on?
December.
Did the what's that?
You put the D-pad
Yeah, it's
case on?
the housing replacement and stuff like
How
that.
does
so,
it feel?
It's fantastic. Like the D-pad feels great.
Oh, good.
The mod is a pain in the ass, but
Hmm.
I found it to be worth it.
Have you taken
but the
apart
thing-
like a 360 controller or anything like that?
I've taken apart DualShock 4
Yeah.
and got that back together fine.
Yeah.
I mean, I've taken a lot
Okay.
of electronics apart over the years, but
I
the reason I was gonna say the reason I brought that up is that I've surprisingly gotten a lot of compliments on the white Joy-Cons, like from someone in particular at E3 who is a big sneakerhead type.
okay.
Oh, nice.
Saw those and was super into them, and I was like, there's like a fashion statement thing
Yeah.
going on here.
That's
But,
cool.
I kind of want to do the clear body for the Switch.
yeah,
They sell those cases
Yes,
that are
they
totally
totally
clear.
do. They totally do atomic purple and
Yeah.
the Game Boy
Oh,
Color. The Game Boy
wow.
Color.
Cool.
There's like straight up just clear. There's clear purple, and I think clear green. Like whatever the big
Yeah.
Game Boy Color colors were.
When you can get backs for the main Switch,
they
too, so you
have
can
that
see
too.
like the inside, the
Yeah,
whole
they
thing.
have
It's
they have
fucking cool.
They have a full on
Yeah.
They have a full on atomic purple replacement
I
for
might
the
have to
whole
do that.
the whole thing.
Be a
I don't know why, but that
Sorry.
makes me so much more anxious holding the thing. Like I just it's purely psychological, but it's just like now that I know how delicate it looks on the inside, I'm even more terrified to handle this piece of complex computer hardware.
Look, there's like 6 boards inside your phone right now. Think about that.
Nah, my phone's a piece of shit. I can drop it. It's
Okay,
fine.
there you go.
Since all of the news stories are about Switch and Joy-Cons this week, apparently.
Yeah.
The hotness.
I don't know what precipitated this, but Joy-Con drift has just dominated the news for the last week. I feel like I had barely ever heard of it before last week, but now it's everywhere.
Is this the thing where you're trying to use a Joy-Con wirelessly and it just doesn't? Inputs don't work right.
It's basically the sticks taking input when you're not touching them.
Yeah.
So apparently, a ton of people have this problem, and I don't think I know anybody personally.
I
that's
had this
talked
on my
about
last
I
Switch, but
Really?
not on this one.
it. Oh,
yeah.
interesting. So
yeah, it happens on my Switch.
basically, the idea is you're not touching the sticks, and
Yeah.
the camera slowly is panning in your game because it is reading input
Your-
from the. Apparently, it is extremely widespread. It was for whatever reason blowing up in the news last week, and then a class action lawsuit was filed against Nintendo on Friday.
On the grounds that they knew about this
Yes,
and
basically
continued
yes.
to do nothing.
Yes, basically saying they knew about the defect, they failed to warn consumers, and they are refusing to fix it without charging
yeah,
people.
they charge $40 to fix a Joy-Con, which
Yeah,
seems like a
it's-
lot.
Also, the Joy-Cons are just very expensive.
The controllers for the Switch
They
in
really
general are very expensive,
Yes.
especially given how kind of shitty they are.
Yeah. So that's kind of where it's at this point.
And it only affects the Joy-Cons, right? Not the Pro controller.
Yes.
And is it-
Pro Controller's got its own problems.
Yeah,
Yeah.
totally.
Is it only when they're wireless, or is it when they're wired? Because it only happens
I
to
don't
me
think
when
it
I'm
matters.
wireless.
I haven't
think it
seen anybody
matters,
say.
yeah.
Oh,
Most people are the suspicion is there's just something wrong with the contacts in the analog sticks.
Yeah.
oh, weird.
That is
I've
wearing
heard
down.
people, just cleaning out,
schmutz.
taking it apart,
Yeah.
cleaning it out, there's some dust or something
Yeah.
that gets in between the joystick and a board or
Yeah,
something.
there's supposedly some user fixes that you can do if
yeah.
you're brave enough to take it apart and void your warranty, but then apparently even those only work for a few months.
My
and then
warranty's voided. Yeah.
it
still
comes,
get it.
anyway, so basically Nintendo finally has been they've been ignoring this for quite a while, and then after this lawsuit was filed, They have now issued a statement, which is as follows. At Nintendo, we take great pride in creating quality products, and we are continuously making improvements to them. We are aware of recent reports that some Joy-Con controllers are not responding correctly.
Recent reports.
Yeah. We want our consumers to have fun with Nintendo Switch. And if anything falls short of this goal, we always encourage them to visit support.nintendo.com so we can help. And that's all they've said so far.
So, I mean, the ideal outcome of this class action is that it gets Nintendo to do a swap or repair or something for the affected Joy-Cons.
Yeah.
Because, like, if the class action goes to trial sometime around the time the Switch 3 is released,
Right?
we'll all
In
get
12
$10
years, we'll
Yep,
all
yep.
be contacted. You may be entitled to a
Yeah.
You
settlement.
can either get a free Joy-Con or $10.
$2.50 worth of credit on the Nintendo store.
Yeah.
I was once in a class action lawsuit for Red Bull, and it could either get $1.14 or 2 cans of Red Bull, and I went for 2 cans
Yeah,
of Red
2
Bull.
cans.
Hell yeah!
I signed up for that PlayStation 3 Other OS class action just to see what would happen, and I
Yeah.
got a check for like $10.67,
Nice.
like last fall, which
Yeah.
I threw away.
I framed it.
Finally, you're taking it back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, hopefully they do the right thing. But I mean, if this is what if it turns out to be a Red Ring kind of situation of like every Joy-Con
Well,
made to
Eventually-
date eventually will have this problem?
I mean, if the Joy-Cons weren't $80 I
Yeah.
wouldn't care. If it was $50 for a controller, I'd be like, well, that's just the cost of doing business. But man, $80 is a lot,
Yeah,
It is.
especially since it doesn't come with the little slide. Like, yeah.
Oh,
anyway.
really?
I guess they do come with the slide things when
Okay.
you buy the second pack, but
Oh, you mean the little thing that you
they don't come with the
Put on
holder,
it?
but they
Yeah.
come with the little hat. Yeah.
Who uses that though?
The holder or the
Yeah,
hat?
The hat.
I use the hat when I hold them in. So when I played all of Breath of the Wild with the hands separate, so I wouldn't RSI
Okay.
myself.
Okay.
Because then you can just hands.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
Play
wherever-
crossover.
wherever you
It
want.
feels so wrong.
Yeah, that's what's good about
That's
it.
hand- if
That's
your
why
hands
it
aren't
feels
like
so right.
That's how you know it's good.
4 inches apart in your lap, you're not playing a game.
Nope.
It just doesn't make
you're
sense.
in the game because then you could be like doing this, so you moving around and Ender's gaming it up.
It's just
Yeah.
something so slovenly about just like your hands just flopped to the side.
somebody's feeding you grapes as you like are lying arms out.
Are you saying my GameCube PSO controller with the keyboard in between is not a legitimate controller?
No, because
Brad?
your hands were still physically
More than 4
there.
inches.
All right.
That counts. That's regulation.
All right.
Okay,
So
you and your rules, man.
yeah. Anyway, if you're affected by the Joy-Con drift issue, stay tuned. Perhaps you will have some relief at some point in 8 years.
Look, I got the 8-bit DOE controller
Yeah.
dongle that you plug in.
A lot of
I'm using
people-
those pads, and they're awesome.
A lot of
I'm
people
very
seem
happy
great
with
to
that.
really like that controller
Yeah.
with the Switch.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of almost wish
I got one
The
too.
dongle was $8
So,
or something. It was the right amount of money.
Does
for
it
the
come with
dongle.
a dongle for the Switch, or what's the deal?
So you get a USB dongle that you can plug into
Like
anything,
just a generic
pretty
one?
much. It seems
Okay.
like maybe not an Xbox or a PS4, but you can plug it into a Switch.
No, it comes
or-
with the controller.
No, I had to buy it separate. I had the SNES controllers, the ones without the sticks.
Yeah.
And from ages ago, I don't think they make those anymore. And I was able to get a dongle that let me use those with the Switch because if
Gotcha,
you use just
'cause
the
the-
Bluetooth, it's a little laggy. Is my understanding.
Is
with
it
the
really?
Switch. Yeah.
I haven't noticed it, but yeah, it seems to work fine.
And you can
Yeah.
full on use that instead of a Pro controller, like it does everything.
If you don't need sticks. So the one I have doesn't have
Oh,
sticks.
but
If
the
you
new
have
one-
the
the new
sticks
one
one, I
does have
assume you can
sticks.
do
But the new
sticks
one
and
does,
everything.
yeah.
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah. And the D-pad on that thing is dope. It's
And
really
I think
good.
it's a lot cheaper than a Pro controller, if I'm not mistaken.
They're like 30 or $40.
Oh
maybe,
yeah,
I can't
Pro
remember.
controller's like 70.
I don't know what the stick ones cost, but those were not expensive.
They're a good investment for
Yeah.
sure.
And you can use them on like NES Classic and SNES Classic, all those things too.
And PC. Yeah.
Yeah, PC.
In our crossplay minute this week, Gearbox, or specifically Randy Pitchford, had been teasing a few months ago that Borderlands 3 might have crossplay, but it's not.
Oh, Randy.
The greatest
what are
trick
you doing?
Randy ever pulled.
Yeah. I mean, they never flat out came out and said, yes, we will have crossplay in Borderlands 3. They just kind of said they were interested in it and hopeful,
That guy.
but they have now come out and confirmed that at launch it will not have it. So, like if you thought we were in this future where Call of Duty and Destiny have it, so now everything is going to have it,
Right.
does not appear to be
Like
the
Call of
case.
Duty has it?
Yeah.
Oh, that's exciting.
I think that was like, it's like Fortnite got it, but Fortnite was just like, okay, it's the biggest thing in the world, of course.
yeah, Rocket League's had it for ages,
Yes.
but I think they
Yeah.
just kind of back-ended into it.
Yeah, of course, they're going to bend over backwards to help out these
Yeah.
massive, massive games. But
Did they put any emphasis on at launch? Like this is something that they might do down the road?
When Pitchford said that they're not going to have, or it's not going to be announced at this time, he does say we are committed to supporting crossplay for Borderlands 3 with our partners as soon as possible.
Okay.
After launch.
Switch version.
Right.
Switch versus PC. Go.
Super Nintendo.
Yeah.
Switch.
Yeah.
Switch.
Oh, wow.
What?
I didn't realize Dragon Quest Builders 2 supposedly has multiplayer cross-platform.
Oh, cool.
Is it? It's only on Xbox and PS4.
No,
right?
it's only on PS4 and Switch.
PS4 and Switch.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that just came out. So like some stuff's getting it, some stuff's not.
Is that coming to PC?
Not the last I looked.
Okay.
And the first one did not either, which is a
Yeah.
real
Right.
shame.
Yeah, that seems like a real
seems like
classic PC.
Yeah,
kinda
totally.
thing.
Did you ever end up playing much more of that?
I need to get back to it. I haven't played a ton more.
The only thing holding me back, and it's something y'all discussed a little bit when you were talking about it, is the hearing how much just like tutorial dialogue and like flourishes, characters like just taking a few seconds to spin
Yeah.
around and say
Yeah.
something there is in the early game.
Every time you do anything in
And
that
I'm
game.
just hoping that like maybe that's the first 4 to 6
Yeah.
hours, and then after that it really opens up.
I was really enjoying it, but what put me off was like I talked about how I did a bunch of raising crops to complete quest objectives, and once I finished all that, they were like, all right, now do 5 times more of that.
Yeah.
I then saw people talking online about how there's even more of that on that first island after you finish the stuff I haven't done yet. So I was just like, I really like this game, but it sounds like there's a fair amount of busy work in there. But that thing's cool. So Wargroove also came out on PS4 last
Oh,
week.
that's right.
Oh, cool.
And if you remember, that game got delayed. It came out on Switch, Steam, and Xbox at the same time.
Yeah.
With crossplay between all versions. And the developer was very vocal out there about saying, hey, we really want feature parity on all our platforms. We have crossplay for PS4 in the game working right now. We could flip it on with a Switch, but Sony has said no.
God damn it.
Wow.
So when I saw that it came out last week, I was like, okay, fine. Sony finally relented. They're being cooler about this stuff. But it turns out, no, it just finally launched without PS4
They just
crossplay.
finally were like,
I
fuck
think
it.
they finally just said fuck this and put it out. It's still got compatibility with the user-made maps. You can still download anything made on any platform.
That's
But
good. And I assume the newest patch is out that fixed all the UI stuff and added difficulty options.
I'm sure all that
and-
stuff is in there too. But yeah, the crossplay stuff didn't make it into that one either.
That sucks.
So yeah, Sony still has not fully gotten it together on the crossplay front. In case you were wondering. Streets of Rage 4.
Yes.
Anyone? Are you into it?
I'm totally into it.
Have you played it?
No,
I
I
played
haven't.
it.
Or you played it?
Yeah.
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 Yeah. It was like, it was
Okay.
like, damn, I'm playing a Streets of Rage game.
Okay.
Which, like, at the time, they didn't have the music.
Okay. Yeah, that's what this
which
is about. Yes.
going to be a big selling point. And it
Yeah.
was very early. Like, there were just backgrounds that weren't filled in yet. Like,
So there wasn't even like placeholder music?
there was just some, like, very generic 8-bit
Okay.
sounding
Yeah.
stuff.
I mean, so, the big question was, are they going to get Yuzo Koshiro for this thing? They have, but he's not doing the whole game because they've gotten a pretty like stacked list of
Yeah.
other composers to work on it with him. So I'm like, I don't know. It's kind of good and bad because I will take as much of his stuff as I can get, but considering some of the other people they got for this game,
This is like a featuring situation.
I don't know. I mean, they didn't say who's doing how much.
Okay.
It sounds like he is kind of like maybe the primary composer.
Okay.
I guess his collaborator Motohiro Kawashima is going to work with him. I guess they both worked on the original game.
Yep.
But they also got Yoko Shimomura, who did Street Fighter 2.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
That's okay. That sounds
and
good.
apparently
Little game called Street Fighter 2.
and apparally Kingdom Hearts.
Is
Also,
Little game
that,
called.
just to rope Jan in.
was there only one Street Fighter 2 composer? Is she the only one? 'Cause
I think so.
I watched. There's a really good
Yeah.
documentary about her specifically trying to come up with Chun-Li's theme or E Honda's theme. I can't remember. Telling the story of that's really worth checking out.
Cool.
Yeah.
Where's that at? YouTube?
Yeah. It's on
Okay.
YouTube.
Hang on. I might know what that's called.
She was just talking about like
It's not digging in the carts, is it?
yeah,
Okay,
totally.
I've meant to watch that for a long time.
It's really good. She's talking about like with the early Street Fighter 2 is like she's like okay Japan or like okay Zangief from the USSR, what is Russian music, and then just like work backwards from there, and then just getting like really hung up on one and the story of how she like broke through the mental blockades.
Are those videos good?
Cool. That's the only one I watched.
It was done by Red Bull Music Academy.
Yeah. Okay.
They
I knew it was like for some corporation.
Yeah,
thing.
described as a documentary series about Japanese video game music.
Cool.
I've meant to watch that.
If the other ones are as good as that one, then they're all worth checking out.
I should finally get around to that. Anyway,
Who else we got?
they've got Hideki Naganuma, who did Jet Set Radio,
Yeah.
Sega Rally, and Super Monkey Ball.
Yeah.
Oh
He's
my
got that
God,
track in
Super Monkey
Lethal
Ball.
League, which had a console
cool.
release.
Oh yeah.
And lastly, they got Keiji Yamagishi, who did Ninja Gaiden and Tecmo Bowl.
It's crazy.
Like Ninja Gaiden is a good fucking soundtrack.
Yeah.
That is like a ridiculous list
That's
of
honestly
composers.
one of the best like NES, SNES era
Yeah.
group of Japanese music developers.
I'm so excited for this game.
Yeah. I don't know. Well, I mean, not to knock the game, like it.
Still gonna be
Looks
Streets of
fine.
Rage, right?
Yeah.
But
I'm excited about the
developer,
soundtrack.
I'm actually really excited because the developer made a similar game, that wasn't licensed.
Yeah. What was that?
Oh, that's
called?
right. You talked about that.
Yeah, and it felt really good.
Yeah.
Like it was a lot of fun. I forgot the name of it though. Shit.
Yeah.
What is it? What is this? Frank Cifaldi has a name for this kind of game, right? It's like guy platformer or something.
It's not just a beat.
Oh really?
I don't know. I saw like that in Contra and stuff like that, where there's like a SNES era side-scrolling platformer hero shooter guy or puncher guy.
Puncher guy.
Puncher guys.
I like puncher guy.
Punch 'em ups.
I like a good puncher guy.
Did I see that there's a new Monkey Ball game coming?
No.
No.
You saw that there's a remaster of one of the worst Monkey Ball games coming.
Oh, not the Wii one.
Banana Blitz.
That's the Wii one.
Yeah.
Are you thinking
Boo.
Yeah.
Are you thinking of Streets of Fury?
Yeah,
Is that it?
I'm pretty sure that's it.
Is that the one?
Yeah, and they reused a lot of sprites and stuff. Like it was super low budget.
Is that the one with a bunch of like their friends in costume?
Yep. But
Well, okay.
that engine was fucking
Yeah.
badass.
All right.
Oh, cool.
Okay.
That's exciting then.
I'll check that thing out.
There were only 2 good Monkey Ball games, Ben. They both were on the GameCube.
Yeah. And if you count the arcade one,
It's the same
that
game.
counts as
though.
the
Yeah, more
GameCube
or
one.
less. Yeah.
Sure.
Did they do a bunch of like motion controlled monkey ball?
They did,
That seems like
the one
something
for the
they
Wii
would-
one was.
That seems like something they would think was a good idea.
I mean,
Yeah. Exactly.
in fairness, if they did it after they added the gyroscope to the Wiimote, it might have been okay. But with just the
It just wasn't
accelerometer, it was
fun
a
to
fucking
play.
nightmare. Yeah,
Yeah.
you couldn't control it, and it drifted, and like it lost. Yeah, it was bad.
Gross.
Oops.
Lastly, unfortunately, kind of a pair of tragic stories to end the news with this week. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Jeff Robinson, better known as In Control in the StarCraft community.
Yeah.
Passed away over the weekend.
Yeah.
He was like a big presence in that scene for a long time. He went from pro player to commentator and
yeah.
caster and host, and just was sort of like all over the StarCraft community. I met him a couple times. He was a super nice, just like genuine, like very positive dude. I think a lot of people like looked up to him as a
That's awful.
role model. Actually, like he just
He was but in his 30s, right? He was
Yeah,
so it's
33.
very
Yeah,
sudden.
33.
awful.
His family actually got out on Twitter and talked about it a good bit. It sounds like he passed of a pulmonary embolism.
Jeez.
But yeah, like huge loss for that community. Like just you could tell from
and
his social media presence and stuff.
it
he
was a
just
who's who of anyone related to StarCraft.
Yeah.
I knew was out there
Yeah.
talking about not only the incident but like how great of a guy he was.
Totally. Like you could tell he just kind of exuded positivity and was a kind of an inspirational figure. And
man.
it's a very,
Condolences.
Yeah,
to his
very-
family
yes,
and
absolutely.
friends. That's terrible.
very unfortunate loss. And then like the next day, a player by the name of Crucial B. I don't know if you guys are familiar with him from the fighting game community.
A little bit, yeah. Like
Passed away at Defend the North, I believe, was the
Mhm.
tournament
Oh
this
my
weekend.
God.
Oh,
yeah, that was
Brian McIntosh.
I didn't even see this.
Yeah, I believe this was Sunday,
mhm.
I think is when it happened.
Oh.
Not a lot of details about what happened there.
Yeah, I didn't hear about it until just recently. Like I'd watched some of that stream on yesterday actually, and it was very somber.
Yeah.
Like they weren't talking about it at all, but it was very low energy, and I was
Yeah.
like, what is up with this? That's what was up with this. This is also another like a very sudden,
Yeah.
unexpected.
Totally. So just a very bad, tragic weekend for the world of esports.
Yeah,
Unfortunately,
that's awful.
So, yeah,
Take care out there, everyone.
yes, condolences to the families and friends. All right. Shall we move on to emails?
Yeah.
On that
Yeah.
note,
Emails.
everybody
Emails.
feeling good about emails?
Emails.
Feel okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just okay?
I mean, I forgot my aloe vera at home, so I'm just really trying to focus on anything else that's not my body.
There's some plants out on 2nd Street in one of those
I
bins.
did get
you can
some
just break
fresh
a couple
aloe.
break a couple of leaves off there.
Here's
Yeah. Do you have the straight up growing aloe plant in your house?
a friend gave us some
Okay,
aloe.
okay.
Fun oversight that a lot of people don't think about being tall. Number 744 is you go through a bottle of lotion a lot quicker
Yeah.
than other people. I've already gone through like 2.5 bottles of
Holy
aloe
shit.
vera.
You like the blue or the green aloe, Ben?
I like the green aloe typically.
What tastes
I'm into
better?
clear aloe now.
What?
It's
Is it less sticky?
it's more gloopy, less sticky.
I feel like you need to wear linen. If you're putting a lot of aloe on, you need like a linen shirt because it's going to really get
Oh,
in
so
there.
Yeah.
the nice thing is our new place has a ceiling fan right above the bed. So I just slap that on my back, lay down
Ooh.
Superman style, and just let the fan.
Is
take
it
care
just
of
your
it.
back or is it the front too?
It's just my entire back,
Oh,
back of my
shit.
legs, and then the tops of my feet.
Oh, jeez.
Should we ask what was happening at the
I
time?
I fell asleep in the sun.
Yeah,
I
okay.
wanted to go to the
That's-
beach.
Yeah.
I had been sick off and on for like 2 weeks, and I was finally really starting to feel better. The ocean air always
Get that air, yeah.
makes me feel refreshed and nice. So we went to Santa Cruz,
Wow.
lay down on the beach, applied, fell asleep,
Yeah.
didn't reapply.
I read an article about Nicole Kidman's sunscreen regime the other day
God.
because it came up on Twitter, and I was like, "Well, this is better than literally everything else that's on Twitter right
What
now."
was it?
She just puts on sunscreen like every 30 minutes.
Like
She follows the instructions. That's how you stay pale.
You mean day in day out?
Every day,
Like no
She
matter
said
what
she
she's
doesn't.
doing.
She does not leave that. She does the first thing she does after she gets out of the shower, sunscreen.
Wow.
So like, I mean, like you get lotion sunscreen now,
Yeah.
so it's not like she's put on the copper tone or whatever. But yeah,
You wanna be in the public eye, you got to put in the work.
Yeah,
My girlfriend was telling me recently about Pharrell's like skincare regimen.
yeah.
Fucking insane. I can't even remember. It's like a 6-step
He glows,
process.
though.
Yeah, dude, he
He
looks
looks cool.
amazing.
Yeah, he's the best skin I've seen.
Like looks like he's like 20.
Yeah,
He's like older
he's
than us.
27.
Yeah.
Yeah, really? Is he older than us?
Maybe not. You. I'm sorry.
Got him.
I didn't mean it that way.
We're the same age, Brad.
Let me see. He's not old, but he's 46.
This is abuse.
He is older.
He's young. He's older than me.
He's
Thank
40.
you,
He's
sir.
46, but he looks half his age.
Yeah.
I just need to spend more time on skincare.
Yeah.
I got the full barber beard trim yesterday.
Oh, yeah?
Oh.
Wow.
With the hot towel and the whole thing.
nice.
Never had that. How was
It was
it?
very nice.
Yeah.
It smelled like eucalypt. Like there was
Yeah.
Did he have
there
a
was
curly
medicinal
mustache?
smells.
Did the barber have a curly mustache?
No, it was a woman. It was a
Oh,
woman.
did she have a
female
curly
barber.
mustache?
She
Did you use
did not have
the-
a curly mustache.
What do you call the fold out?
Straight razor?
Yeah, there's
She
a-
did, so I don't do the straight razor because my neck gets irritated if
Yeah.
I do the straight razor trim on the neck.
Yeah.
But she did the full recline and was like, okay, I'm going to do the trim. And then she full reclined me and then was like, put the headrest back. And I was like laid up, neck tilted back. She's like, okay, she's standing up here. And she's like eyeballing it to make sure that it's all aligned and stuff. It was
Wow.
it was thorough.
Did you get like a scalp massage at the end?
I got a hot towel,
sounds very
little scalp
relaxing.
massage. It was very,
I would just like whip you with a hot towel on your way out.
yeah. No, that's a different service.
Okay.
It's a different place, Ben. That's down the street on the left. Upstairs, you got to
Cash only.
Yeah, it's just they take Venmo too now.
Oh,
It's
cool.
nice.
That's
yeah.
handy.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
This isn't Florida, man.
All right. Bombcast@giantbomb.com is the email address to send your emails to. Here's the first email from Johannes. Recently, a program I never use on my company laptop, but that runs in the background anyway, crashed, and I got an error message prompting me to, quote, send a frown to Microsoft's support team. It took me a solid minute to figure out what the hell I'm even reading, and I'm so angry right now. This isn't even a fun program. It's a dry as hell business analytics program. Why is Microsoft like this? This, the stupid frowny face on the blue screen,
Yeah.
the don't worry about it, it's all cool Xbox error messages. I hate it, I hate it, I hate it.
Do you know
Is this our terrible cyberpunk future?
the worst?
I hope so.
Instead of jacking into cyberspace, we get my Xbox telling me to chillax, we totally got this, brah. Or everything clap is clap, cool clap. Send help.
The worst part about that blue screen on Windows 10 and I think Windows 8 too is that it has a QR code on the bottom. You're like, oh shit,
Yeah.
this is going to take me to the page that fixes my problem.
Yeah.
You do that QR code and it takes you to the generic Windows help page with no fucking information about your specific
There's
blue
a search
screen.
bar there.
Oh, it's not
Oh,
even
get fucked, search bar.
It's not even a customized
No!
QR. It's just the same QR
Why
code
put the
every
fucking
time.
QR
What the fuck?
code? What asshats came up with this? Like, it's not even like a generic, hey, you've had a blue screen. Here's what to do next page.
Yeah.
It's just like, hey, welcome to Windows Help. How can we help you?
I kind of appreciate the frowny face because it very much mirrors my mood in that moment.
Sure.
But I am super with this guy. Like that fucking Xbox One something happened error message
Oh.
is like the most infuriating thing.
We're sorry that we're drowning out your vibes. Don't worry. We're sent a dispatch of Bartles and James to
like,
arrive at
no
your house.
fucking shit. Something happened. You just crashed. Like, what am I supposed to do about it? You're telling me nothing.
The other one is the Windows, the upgrade when they're like, don't worry, your data's safe.
Yeah.
It's right where you left it. Don't panic. We're not fucking your shit up yet.
I feel like this stuff
probably.
extra sticks out because of how like human corporations act on Twitter now and everywhere else. That like it just sticks out even more when it's bad and like it's old.
Yeah.
Like they've been doing this for a while. They kind of predate a lot of the like Wendy's and Arby's out there on Twitter trying to talk like humans with each other. Yeah. Have you seen the ones now that are just like memes from corporate accounts about how I'm an underpaid social media manager at this company? Don't get mad at me. That's where we are now.
Is there like third layer meta?
Wait,
Like,
being
we're
tweeted by like the primary brand
Wendy's,
account.
yeah.
we're postmodern now.
Yeah.
This is like this. So there was a time when you would get an error on a Microsoft product and you could type that error code in and it would take you exactly to the page that dealt with that error on their knowledge base. Since they started Bing, that shit has never worked because you just get like a list of forum threads.
Yeah.
Like if I want to see forum threads for a help topic,
Oh, jeez.
I'm going to type forum after the question that I'm asking in the search engine. I want to go to the authoritative source, not to some chud. Thank you, message board people. I love you. You're great. But not to the 55 people saying, hey, I have this problem too.
Yeah.
And then you scroll down to page 177 and it's like, yeah, the solve for this is to change this registry key. But no normal people are ever going to fucking find that.
Even better, the solve for this was solved in another forum post that you have to click through to.
Yeah. You need to install knowledge base update 173.379, and in Windows 10 you can't tell if that's installed or not.
Right.
It's anyway.
It doesn't matter because all the common error messages have been hijacked by a bunch of like scummy no-name software developers that have some like recovery program you've never heard of that they want you to buy and like no fucking way, man.
Or what's Stack Overflow? I put Stack Overflow in my fucking host file so that those answers never come up because it's never actually an answer.
Yeah. Nice.
Anyway, block all brands on Twitter. That's my new policy.
Yep.
Yeah.
Did you see that they're letting you turn off replies so you can see replies from people that aren't you're not following?
I saw that.
Nice.
So you'll never see reply. You can already not see replies from people that don't follow you.
Oh, that's what I
been
was
there
getting
for a long
confused
time.
because I was gonna say I thought they had that for a long time.
But there's also like a thing I heard
They're
about.
testing in Canada right now.
Yeah, that you're not going to be able to see any replies to. So like if you click on a tweet from somebody that's going to have tragic replies, nothing.
No more
It's
getting
just nothing
ratioed.
there. Yeah, I mean the rate. Yeah, seems like a good change. People yelling into the void will no longer have a voice.
Twitter
Right.
replies in a lot of contexts are completely and utterly
It's
useless
bad.
at this
Get rid
point.
of all
They're-
of them.
Yeah.
Like
Just bring it back.
Every time I read the replies to a lot of public figures, I
No, don't do that.
sincerely regret it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sean in Indiana. The talk about RetroArch coming to Steam on last week's show really sent my imagination running. The idea of cloud saves to finally keep all your old game progress organized and portable sounds great. But the potential of workshop and mod support is when my mind went reeling. Given the caveats that everyone has provided their own huge ROM set, and that RetroArch could become an API that other game engines could hook into, I started thinking about a game, in quotes, where you explore other games in new ways. A virtual arcade is a given, but what about the idea of jumping in and out of specific titles? I started thinking about what it would be like to play a round of every Street Fighter in order as your selected character. So, for instance, you play as Ryu from Street Fighter 1 all the way up to Third Strike, letting the engine load you from one title to another instead of manually having to dump out to a different emulator. Another idea would be a Mega Man or Mario marathon, or any long-running platform series, where you hold right on the D-pad, and as you run, the engine seamlessly transitions from one game into the next, and so on through the series. Imagine a non-stop Mega Man level that works its way through 7 or more games.
It's like multi-bowl, kind of.
Yeah. Yes, that's exactly what I thought of when I read this. Question for you all: what are some other collections of game experiences that would be interesting to explore, with or without the irritating stipulation that it has to be technologically possible?
Oh, man.
That's a big question.
Yeah, it is a big one. I should have sent this one around beforehand.
Are we
It's like
keeping
play
it?
the first level of every Sonic game.
Yeah,
The
like
good one.
Yeah,
The only good level in the Sonic games.
Yeah, so
That's a
one
good hold right one.
So one
Yeah.
level.
So are we restricted up to like 16-bit?
I guess. Well, RetroArch handles, I think, like through Dreamcast and
Okay.
Oh, sure.
PS2 at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although I imagine those games are maybe a little bit
Oh.
harder to like funnel inputs from one to the next. It's kinda-
Right. Because controls become a
Yeah.
whole thing too.
And like loading time and stuff is an issue. Like
Yeah.
the older games would make a lot more sense. But yeah, like multi-bowl is that arcade version
It's
kind of
Bennett Foddy's.
of exactly what
yeah.
he's talking about. That never came out, did it?
You can
Officially?
download it. No, it's on. I think it's on archive. It's
Is
some.
it finished?
I've played it.
I feel like
We should set it up.
I could be wrong. I feel like I remember hearing that like a build got leaked and they didn't necessarily want it out there. I'm not sure.
I just Googled it a second ago.
Give me a Final Fight boss rush.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay.
Just see how many, like from
Yeah.
all games, how
Sure.
many you can take on in a row.
Yeah. That's a
or,
cool
or
one.
like
It's
a
a
Castlevania
Oh, it's
boss.
just thinking
like
about
true
that.
boss
Yeah.
rush.
Yeah.
So it's been at a bunch of festivals. There's a build that's on archive.org
Okay.
or something like that
Maybe
that
that
I've
is-
played and is pretty good.
Maybe that is legit.
But I think you had to provide. I can't remember if I can't remember if it came with the thing I downloaded came with ROMs or if you had to download ROMs separately.
Yeah.
I'd love to play like. What if you made like an ultimate beat 'em up where it was like all the old arcade beat 'em ups, but like you could play the Simpsons. Like you get the Simpsons and the Marvel and the Spider-Mans and the X-Men's and
You
the
want Mugen for
Yeah.
kind of, but for beat 'em ups, yeah, maybe.
They have an engine like that you can make your own, but it's not like what we're talking about
yeah.
here.
Yeah. To be fair, like it's not like you need Steam to pull off what he's talking about.
Right.
Somebody could do this stuff anyway, but
Yeah.
like maybe having it out there in a more official way would get more people on board.
Mm-hmm.
I am curious to see where that thing goes.
What was that platforming game that kind of went through like all the different eras? Like you started off like an RPG, and it was like a NES
I know what you're
style.
talking about.
And then eventually moved up to like Super
Evo.
Nintendo.
They had
Was
Evo
it
in the name.
Evoland?
Evoland.
Evoland?
Yeah.
Evoland or
Okay.
something.
There were
like
two of
that.
them.
Yeah.
I made a second one.
It went from like 8-bit to 16-bit and then
Yeah.
to like a 3D, like PlayStation
Yeah.
I
style.
always thought that was cool.
Let's see. David from Colorado. At E3, the Microsoft team confirmed that the current Xbox One controllers, including the new Elite model, would be forward compatible with Scarlet.
Ooh.
Do you think this leaves Sony in a position where they must also announce that PS4 controllers will be forward compatible with the PS5? Or is this not as big of an issue as I think it is? As an owner of all the current consoles, it is very comforting that my 4 Xbox One controllers will carry me into the next generation.
I mean, Sony's been pretty good about this in the past, right? Like the DualShock 3s you can
kind
kind
of.
of use on the PS4, right?
No, I think isn't the other way around.
What's that? Maybe is it?
Yeah, it's the other way around. DualShock 4 works on the PS3, but
Oh,
only I think
right.
it's like only over USB, and like the PlayStation button doesn't work or something like that. It's not
Yeah.
That sounds right. Yeah.
perfect.
I mean, I feel like for the first time, both of the controllers are pretty good.
Yeah.
Like with the 360, obviously you wanted a better G-pad.
Yes.
With the PS3, their triggers were nightmares
Terrible.
because they went the wrong way.
Yeah.
Now everything's good. Like
Like-
I have a DualShock 4 hooked up to my PC. I play with that often.
Mhm.
I have an Elite controller. I play with that when I want the D-pad.
Yeah.
Like depending on where I want the stick,
Oh,
basically.
sure.
If they came around next year, both companies just said like, yeah, we're just sticking with what we got. Like, I don't think I would be heartbroken. Like, I would be fine with that.
Yeah,
I would
it's-
hope the DualShock 4 needs better battery life, like badly.
Well, the second Rev,
Yeah.
the one that came with the Pro, the one with the bar on the touchpad is much better, and it feels less flimsy too.
Yeah, sure.
Like it feels a little more sturdy.
Yeah.
I would be.
I don't know. I'm not sure if I see them going that route though. Honestly.
I mean,
Sony.
Yeah.
Okay.
one of the things I've never found out is how much. Like, I'm curious how much money they spend developing I know they spend $1 billion on consoles, basically, right? Between the chip design and all that stuff. I'm really curious how much of that money goes to just the gamepads.
Oh, Microsoft made that a talking point when
they
they announced the Xbox One.
Yeah.
They said they spent $100 million developing the Xbox One controller.
That seems right,
Yeah.
given the mold cost and the iterations and all that
Yeah,
stuff.
doing stress testing.
Yeah.
And
the fact that literally no one aside from Microsoft, Sony, and Nintendo have ever made decent gamepads. I mean, there've been ones that drafted on those designs, but not like it's a hard thing to do.
Oh, you mean from the ground up, like
yeah,
flat out brand new thing?
like if you're making a new shaped gamepad, it's always been bad.
And like even
except for when Microsoft,
Nintendo, who I've
did it.
always, well, maybe not always, I was gonna say considered the gold standard of controllers, except for let's say
N64,
2 of their consoles.
Which 2?
I think I don't think this needs to be said.
Well, I mean,
No, you should say it. Get it out there.
Look, the Nintendo 64 controller was a revolutionary piece of hardware that aged incredibly
No, what's
poorly.
the second one though?
The GameCube.
Not the Wii.
The thing is, well,
That's what I thought you were saying. N64 and Wii.
Did the Wii have
I'm
a
ambivalent
gamepad,
about the Wii.
or did they just have the thing that you plugged into the
they
Wii?
they sold a pro controller for the Wii.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
And that is actually one of my favorite controllers.
Really?
Yeah, totally. Very good D-pad.
I played
like
through
the
the
placement of it.
RE4 with that.
Oh, it
after I
feels
played through
so
with the motion
good.
control.
Yeah, the Wii U had a really good pro controller too.
Oh.
Anyway, the Nintendo's like portable controllers
Sure.
have always been great,
Yeah.
but I feel like even the Switch
Yeah.
stuff is sort of taking a step back. So like even they're not infallible with
Yeah,
that
I
stuff.
mean the pro. They've made mistakes this go around.
I don't know. I don't know if I see that Maybe if people are so stoked about it on the Xbox that they demand it, then maybe Sony will follow suit. I don't know.
I mean, if they do something, if they change it, my guess is they take off like the touchpad and that stuff because it seems like nobody uses the
or speaker
touchpad.
or something.
They're going to need backwards compatibility though, so
Maybe you just plug in
yeah.
a DS4 if you want backwards compatibility.
oh man, that would be kind of rotten if they required you
Well,
to use the old controller
like,
to play the old games.
If the new controller is a subset of the old controller,
Yeah.
then you use your old controller if you want, or you use the. I don't know. I
Also,
don't.
Brad, that's what you have to do if you want to play 1-2 Switch. You got to
It's
use the old
true.
controller.
Yeah.
That's true. I guess that's true.
Draw.
Yeah. Yeah, that touchpad is so underused by so many games.
I mean,
basically nobody uses it for anything.
Yeah,
at this
best people use it as like a left and a right button, an extra two-sided
Yeah, I
buttons.
really liked what The Witcher 3 did with it, which was like swipes in different directions were shortcuts to different like submenus.
Menus,
Oh,
yeah.
It's like you get to the map or the equip screen or the blah blah blah, like all the different pages of the character shit
What I'm
like, very quickly.
What I was gonna say, what I'm more personally excited to see specifically about is like the accessibility controller stuff and how that advances. And we've seen
Yeah.
Microsoft stuff that seems pretty
Yeah.
promising.
Very
Hoping to
promising,
see something
yeah.
from Sony that's similar.
Yes.
I mean, Microsoft has even said, "Hey, we'd be open to letting you use this on Sony platforms if
Oh,
you
really?
wanted." Yeah,
Okay.
so it would it's on them to just do the tiniest bit of they don't have to do hardware development. They just have to,
They have to get enough
they have
people
to-
in a room to go.
They
like
have to
this.
write a driver like they did for fight sticks,
Yeah.
basically,
Mm.
right?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Thank you, Cowboy.
Thanks, Cowboy. Yeah.
Ryan from Toronto has a question about a related subject. I have a thought. I buy a Switch Lite and then choose to buy some standalone Joy-Cons so I can torture my friends with Mario Party or Smash. How do I charge the Joy-Cons? To my knowledge, all charging options for them are only included with the actual Switch.
I have a little dock.
There's
Oh, are they
third-party
sell-
docks.
they sell-
It
yeah.
was $10.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, how convenient!
Yeah.
Sell you this little dock.
It was the third party. Nintendo gets 35 cents from that, probably. I don't know.
Okay, that's fair.
I bought 2 Switch accessories that were great. That thing, and then the little clamp that goes on that gives me knobs on the base back of the Switch.
Yeah.
What?
Oh, dude, it was $14. Best thing
You're gonna
ever.
have to send me a link.
Yeah.
Okay.
What is it?
So it snaps onto the outside edge of the Switch. The only problem with it
just
is
a bigger grip.
it won't dock, but it gives you like joystick grabbers.
Is that the wing grip?
There's probably 50
Okay,
of them. The one I bought was the one at Target because I was able to see it and see that it looked okay.
Same
Bunch
here.
of people
Yeah.
have been.
It's fucking
it
fantastic.
Bunch of
means
people
that
have been recommending
I love
that thing.
need
I
it.
can play it without getting hand cramps for
Yeah.
more than 30
That's what I'm
minutes.
looking
now.
for.
Ergonomics on the Switch are not the best.
Yeah. It's fine for a kid.
Yeah.
It's just if you have bigger hands, then it's not comfortable.
Yeah.
Sorry, Ben. It might be too small for you.
Maybe.
Yeah. Claws.
I've got an email here.
I'm a human being.
Speaking of Switches and kids, Here's
Go
an,
back and get one.
Here is an email from Tyler, Terrible Gamer Dad. I recently purchased my 9-year-old son Mario Maker 2 for his birthday, along with a Switch of his very own.
Aw.
Of course, the Switch Lite, perfect for his use, was announced almost days later. He loves all things Mario, so this was a no-brainer. For my own personal enjoyment, I planned to download some crazy challenge levels made by YouTubers and laugh as he suffered.
Oh, that's horrible.
Jeez.
My mistake here is that I've never signed him up for any of the online applications or services on the Switch. I have a Nintendo account, but only for accessing the eShop.
Huh.
In the process of trying to sign him up just to access online levels in Mario Maker 2, I managed to overwrite his whole account with my own.
What?
The 3 Mario Maker levels he painstakingly put together to show his mother were obliterated. His full Smash Ultimate roster and World of Light progress gone.
No.
Snapped out of existence by me not properly understanding the Switch online rules.
Oh, boy.
My fault at the end of the day, but I felt at least slightly misled by this whole sequence. He's a cool kid, so he wasn't upset and just shrugged it off, but I was pretty pissed at myself.
No, that's at least 4 weeks of therapy.
At any rate,
you'll pay for this later.
Yeah. At any rate, have any of you ever overwritten your or a friend's or loved one's game data? How did you live with the guilt?
I mean, I had guilt overwriting randos save data from N64
Blockbuster.
games
Yeah.
that I rented at Blockbuster.
Yeah,
Like,
totally. If there were other slots, I would probably just I would
Yeah.
use the second slot.
like if it was full, I was just like, oh, I have to like. I'd be like, okay, I'm gonna go for the lowest progress, but
Right.
but they haven't seen so much of the game that maybe I should erase the 100%.
It's just common courtesy, you know.
See, I just got right in there and just deleted all. I would look at it, I'd be like, if there was an erase all option, I'd clear out all 3 of
And
the
just make
games.
3 of your own.
Yeah. And when I took it back, I delete my save too. I don't want to be drafted on my progress.
God,
Jeez.
you're
Fuck
off
those
the grid
guys.
before there
Yeah.
was. Was
Yeah,
a
make
grid.
them look. You come in like a ghost, you leave like a ghost. That's what I say.
There was a PlayStation Underground disc. For whatever reason, there was something weird with it that if you put into your PS2 and played, I think, Beautiful Joe 2, it wound up bricking your memory card.
Whoa.
Oh
And then
shit!
I didn't know that, and I brought that disc
could
to
you?
my
Yeah.
friend's house. And he had just was bragging. He's like, bro, I beat Metal Gear Solid 3. I spent so much time in it. I got grounded because of it. I want to show you this one part.
Oh man.
But then we first popped in that demo disc. And then, like, you know, like the blocks in your PS2, like they'll
Yeah.
fire up because of your memory card and shit. All of them are gone.
Oh my god.
And then I'd never seen my friend cry until that day.
Oh,
And then, like, we pulled up his
Yeah.
memory card and it was all just a bunch of, like, black cubes.
What
That
the
like
fuck?
all of like the data had been like corrupted or whatever.
Wow.
Why did it ruin the card too? Or did you reformat it?
We had to reformat the card, but then everything was gone.
Oh man.
Yeah.
At least he doesn't have to worry about getting grounded anymore.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I guess.
Can't play Metal Gear.
Mom, I learned my lesson. Look, I deleted my save.
We're still friends, so it's
Okay.
cool.
I was gonna ask. yeah.
I'm sure I don't need to talk anymore about that fucking USB stick full of 360
remember.
saves that I lost.
Oh.
Yeah.
Because
Never forget.
I explicitly copied all of my favorite game saves to that stick because the idea was like, oh, I should have all those saves with me at all times in case I want to play those games somewhere.
Yeah.
And then lost everything.
Yeah.
It was terrible.
Never love anything. That's the
No.
lesson.
Nope, don't get attached.
No.
Also, every time I've ever had something like that happen, like 6 months later, I'm generally just like, eh.
Yeah.
Like it seems like the end of the world. At
That
the time.
that lasted way more than 6
That
months.
one, well,
that was
but-
like a multi-year process.
That one was because I wanted to play Mass Effect 3 and I was trying to get my save
Yeah.
off of there so I could import my shit. If it wasn't for that. Also, I lost my nuts and bolts clear save and just
No, that's a loss
Yeah.
right there.
I like that. when,
Carboat plane was lost to the abyss.
Car, boat, plane. Never forget.
Was it Tyler? Bad Gamer Dad Tyler?
Yes.
I like that he referred to himself as Bad Gamer Dad. I originally took that as, oh, he wasn't going to let his son play a video game or whatever. But it's like,
Right.
no, he was trying to enable his son to be more of a gamer, and he failed in that regard.
yes.
So that's
I'm
a good gamer dad.
I feel like a bad gamer dad because like as I left the house this morning, my daughter was watching TV and playing Spelunky on a Vita at the same time.
because you had a Vita. That's why you feel bad.
Well, she was like, "Dad, I want to play Spelunky more, but it's not on the Switch." I was like, "Oh, honey,
I got something for you."
I have just the thing for you."
How did they never put that? Like, I can't believe that sentence just came out of your mouth. Like, how did they not put Spelunky out on
I'm
the
sure
Switch?
it's because they're working on 2.
I guess
It's the
but
team
like,
that did the ports that's working on 2 now.
Well, sure, but
Okay.
like, it seems like it gets a lot harder to put out Spelunky 1 after you've released Spelunky 2. Like, they could have. If I were them, I would have put out the first one like the first year of the Switch's launch, and it would have sold a bajillion
it would have
copies.
sold a bajillion copies. That game's still really good. It's fun watching a kid learn how to play that game.
Yeah.
Griff is probably too young for it yet.
Yeah, totally.
But like she has
He's been
gone.
playing Fez actually.
Oh, Fez is good.
Yeah.
She likes. There's a lot of reading in Fez though.
Yep. But he can't read at all.
Yeah, I know that's the.
He's a dummy.
She wants to be able to read.
Yeah.
But it's like
about
too
bad
much and it
gamer
goes
dads.
too fast. Yeah. Look, my illiterate child is a real problem. No, she's good. She's actually learning to read, but Fez is too fast. Like the words go by too fast for her. So
Gotcha. No, he just likes climbing to the top of the tower, and then the big reveal happens, and then he's like, "I'm good," and then he'll just do it over again.
try Meat Boy.
Oh my god!
Yikes.
Meat Boy has been a very big 2007, 2008 indie games. Very popular in my house right now.
Okay. All right.
Daughter's a big Masocore fan.
We haven't gotten that far yet.
Okay.
Yeah, no. I'll give her Braden a little bit to explain boys.
Fair enough. Good God, man.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Oh.
A lot of kind of Switch adjacent questions coming in this week. Here's one from Sam in San Francisco. Why are batteries so terrible? With all of our technological advancements over the years, battery life is still a persistent issue with everything on the go. It seems insane to me that people are drawn to the Switch Lite just for a few more hours of battery life.
This email came in before the with Switch 2.
No, I mean, I think that just further illustrates the point, right? That like we're sitting here looking at an identical thing to what we have, going like,
battery chemistry is hard.
Is that I've always wondered like
There's as anybody who had a Galaxy Note 7 knows, what was the one that exploded?
Yeah.
There's challenges coming with increasing the energy density in a fixed amount of space. And most of our big battery advances have come in power reduction more than, there have been big jumps in the amount of energy we can store. But yeah, like it's one of those things where you pick like two things out of the three and you can get, capacity, long number of recharge cycles or
like size.
Current draw.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And you have to pick two. So that's why our phone batteries last 2 years, is because they're designed for like 1,000 recharge cycles or 1,500 recharge cycles, and they start to degrade. So like they have to make choices, and it's easier, it turns out, just to make the processors more power efficient and the screens more power efficient than it is to try to increase the amount of capacity.
I just saw a new commercial for a new Duracell or some brand of battery that boasts that it's like a smart
Power
battery
and
that it will detect if the device that it's needed for needs a longer lifespan or more power. So I assume like it'll be like remote controls will be a longer cycle, and like an electric toothbrush would be more power. But my immediate thought was, this seems like a really good way for them to say like, oh yeah, we're giving your devices more power and just have it be shittier batteries.
Yeah.
Just by rechargeables. Like the rechargeable Eneloop type rechargeables are good enough now.
I was going to ask, do you know why that specific category of rechargeable battery got so much better in recent years?
I can't remember. Are they lithium?
Is that what it is?
They're not lithium.
They used to be, was it nickel cadmium, I think?
Nickel cadmium was the first rechargeables.
Like
and then
the awful ones in the 90s.
Eneloops might be nickel metal hydride. I can't remember.
But I love it when you talk chemistry.
But this is 20 years degree. The thing about the nickel cadmium batteries had real bad memory problems. So if you didn't fully discharge them and then recharge them, you would lose a little bit of capacity.
I bought some for my Discman in the 90s.
Yeah, it wasn't.
And they were like, if you don't run them all the way down, they will remember how much and like lose that capacity.
Super important you run them all the way down.
Yeah.
The newer batteries will prevent you from doing things like your phone battery will prevent you from doing things that will damage it. Like your 100% of your phone battery is actually probably 80% of the real battery, because they don't want you to charge it all the way up. They don't want you to run it all the way down, and the phone will turn off before it gets to the point that it's going to damage itself. The Eneloops and the newer rechargeables, the chargers work the same way. I don't think there's intelligence in the batteries. I don't know. But it's you basically can't fuck them up.
Okay.
And they're less prone to memory anyway. So like the Eneloops have, depending on the power draw the capacity that they hold, you can get ones that are rated for 500 recharge cycles that have a massive amount of power, or the same cell that's 1,500 cells that's like 30% less power. That's the difference between the blacks and the whites on the Eneloops.
I bought a bunch I don't know, like during the 360, I think, before these consoles came out, and I'm still using them like they last for fucking ever.
On something like a remote, like a TV remote or game controller, they'll last you as long as Like I've had one Eneloop die, and I've been buying them since we were working in that basement.
Yeah. Yeah, totally.
And they're great if you have kids because like I just have a drawer with a shitload of those Eneloops, and when they run out, I plug them in and charge them, and they're good. It's the same as the Amazon basics are the same batteries now.
Okay.
If you want to get into the rechargeable battery game, this is the hot content people crave.
That's right. People want to hear about nickel metal hydride is what
what
they
they
are.
are. Yeah.
NIM. Is it bad to leave your phone charging all the time? Like I've got
The phone's supposed to not let you.
like, is it smart enough to
Yeah.
like trickle whatever?
Mine just sits on
Okay.
one of those Qi chargers.
That's what I've got
at my desk.
on my desk here and
Yeah.
at home, and I was wondering if it's a bad idea to leave your phone sitting on one
I-
of those all the time.
My almost 2-year-old iPhone 10 still has like 90% battery life according to Apple and lasts all day.
Okay,
So,
then.
I don't know. Probably not.
Okay. All right.
Science.
Expert advice here.
Yeah.
On the Advice
Maybe.
Podcast.
Maybe.
Aaron in Virginia. Thanks for the sale recently, guys. I have been watching free content on YouTube for years. What finally made me purchase premium was the Best of Giant Bomb videos. Thanks, Derek.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, occasionally you guys have medical questions, and I happen to be a doctor.
Ooh.
Finally.
Can I be on staff as the official Giant Bomb doctor? I will work for free.
What kind of doctor?
He doesn't say.
I mean that.
That's a broad category.
Yeah.
I got a lot wrong with me. I think
Yeah.
I think he'll catch him.
Do you guys
Ben and I had
any,
combined.
Our
just
powers
like,
combined.
any requests? Anything anybody wants to throw Aaron's way? Can you think of any uses for having a staff doctor?
I got a weird rash. I'll
need
send some
a-
pictures.
second opinion on something.
Just keep him out here.
Hey,
Yeah.
I've got a question.
Okay.
Have any of you used a neti pot or
Yes.
some
Yes.
kind of?
Hell yeah.
Yes.
Okay, that was.
Eric Pope turned me
I
on
was
to this years
expecting
ago.
like a bunch of people to freak out at me just now.
No.
I want to stress none of us are doctors, but go ahead.
Does that stuff work?
Don't.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's a couple things you should know. Don't use tap
Yes,
water.
absolutely do
Oh,
not use
Under
tap
no
water.
circumstances should you blast tap water
So
there because
should
there's
I
amoebas in tap
Boil
water,
my water,
and they will eat your brain.
or just buy
You
drinking
just
water.
Just go buy some distilled water
Distilled.
from the drugstore.
Yeah.
Or you can they have pre-mixed solution that the salinity is right, so that you don't ream out your nose and it's really uncomfortable.
I use tap water.
Don't do that.
I
No,
didn't know. I didn't know.
People have died from that.
A lot, like 3
Oh,
people have
geez.
died from that. The amoebas get in there and they eat your
I'm
brain.
glad, I'm glad
and
I
once
asked
they're
this
in,
question.
once they're in your brain, you can't get them out.
Oh, my
I did a
goodness.
podcast about this once. It was really
Wow.
cool.
They enter through your nasal tissue and
Yeah.
travel up to your brain.
Chomp,
and
chomp, 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 chomp. It's like Pac-Man, but
I'm
you get
never
dumber
using
every
a neti
minute.
pot.
No,
use
just
neti
use distilled
pot.
water.
Just
No.
buy distilled water's cheap.
No.
Or you can also get just like the irrigation tube.
So
at
that's
it's the
that was
same
my
thing.
Follow up is
Like one's the hippy dippy, one's the.
Is there any point in getting the machine over the pot? Like, are they kind of doing the same thing?
I wouldn't get them. What is it, like a power washer?
Yeah, you just like
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, it's
that's
all
like
the same
$80
shit.
and a neti pot's like 10.
Well, you can get like the aerosol canisters that blast the mist
I
up
think
there.
that's just a whip it.
No, that's
I found a bunch of those in the place.
Okay,
Yeah.
Were they all used up?
No.
Okay.
not yet.
Wow.
I know what we're doing after the show.
Huh.
Yeah, it's good. But don't use tap water
Got it. Yeah, I would
Wow.
have just used my sink.
and get the salinity right because it's uncomfortable at best case,
Yeah.
and the worst case is that it's uncomfortable and also really burns and makes your situation much worse.
Okay, good to know.
Also, Flonase.
Yeah, I
Flonase
take
is good shit.
Flonase
Yep.
all the time. I just, well, I'll talk to the doctor later, but I've got deviated septum. I don't know
Yeah.
if there's a whole complication.
Oh, me
there.
too. Oh, yeah.
You guys get Ultimate Fighting or something?
No, but actually, yeah. Some dude broke my
Oh
nose.
fuck!
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm just messed up.
Yeah, you're very tall.
Question from Daniel. Following the logic of last week's arcade cabinet discussion,
Yes.
can we start calling desktop computer cases cabinets?
Sure.
Computer cabinet has a certain ring to it. No?
I like that.
Yeah.
Computer cab.
I watched a YouTube video this morning about a computer that one of those high-end PC manufacturers makes that has like all of the consoles
Every
inside.
console.
Yes, I was going to
Yeah.
bring that up. Although I feel like I'm shilling by proxy for the company that made it, so I
That
won't
company's
say
pretty
who it
good.
is.
I
Are
mean,
they okay?
I've recommended them to a bunch of people who
I
wanted
don't- I'm
PCs,
not-
and everybody's been happy.
okay, I
so.
don't have any firsthand experience, but yeah, they did a
That's cool as
custom.
hell.
It's a huge case, and they did a custom job where they pulled the guts out of a PS4 Pro and Xbox One X. So it's got like PC motherboard and shit on one side,
Cool.
those on the other side, and a switch dock in the front, and they all feed into the same HDMI output.
And there's a
They're all,
switcher
like,
built in.
They're all networked together. It's just one giant water cooled PC case that has
Yeah,
like
they did the hard tube
every-
water cooling.
everything.
Mwah.
Yeah, like even the fluid for the different consoles is like colored. It's like green
It's just
green
the
fluid
tubes.
on the
Oh, really?
Xbox, or maybe
Yeah.
it's just the tubes.
Yeah.
But it's
It was super cool.
it is ridiculous.
Yeah, you can put
I am-
stuff in there.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Jeff said put your weed in the arcade cabinet, which is a real bad idea.
Why?
It's dry and hot in there.
Oh, yeah,
and
I
it's
guess so.
going to catch on fire.
Well, you do have to
You
dry
get-
it out.
you
Like,
get
you know.
dug high.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
That dude is baked 24/7.
Think so?
That's really not a problem.
He's trying not to get stoned in his
Well, I guess
games.
that's true. Who's the most stoned arcade character?
Hubert.
Yeah.
I mean,
Okay, yeah. 100%.
yeah, sure.
Or the chef from Burger Time.
Yeah, okay.
Peter Pepper.
Sure. I was gonna say Puka has got those
It's like,
goggles.
this egg's got shoes and he's running at me.
I was going to say Blinky. Isn't Blinky the orange ghost in Pac-Man?
Yeah.
Oh.
I think Blinky's probably.
can tell it with
like
the eyes,
his
yeah.
patterns are
He's
all
kind of
all jacked up.
Yeah.
The thing I was gonna say about this dude's computer cabinet idea is that like this maybe doesn't work anymore because everything is super cheap and not built to last anymore. But we've returned to the era where like technology and furniture were the same thing.
Oh,
It's like your stereo system is also a giant fucking
Yeah.
like armoire or
It's like the
something.
episode of Home Improvement where he builds everything into the toilet.
Right. Like yeah, totally.
I remember
Like I want my computer to also be my dresser or like wood paneling and
Yeah.
I think the first full tower machine I ever built was like a Supermicro SC750, which was a server case at the time.
Holy shit.
And it was probably 4 feet tall. It had like
Okay.
12
Okay.
5.25-inch bays up the front. It was
Good Lord.
It was ridiculous.
that sounds amazing.
It weighed so much that you probably should have picked it up with two people. Like it was a steel frame
That's super cool.
beast.
If I ever came into one, I would buy like an old SGI.
God,
Like
or
a-
Next Cube maybe.
Yeah, or like a Next box
Yeah.
or like one of those old 90s
What would you do with it,
like
though?
big iron cases
Put it
or
on a
whatever.
shelf.
Yeah.
I used
I
to.
doubt you could mount anything in it at this point, but
My first job was maintaining a Viz lab at a university's biology department, and we had I also had to help the people with the weird computers in the other in the individual labs. And there's a guy that had an SGI machine that was hooked up to a microscope. I think this was I can't remember. It might not have been this machine, but I think the SGI machine was hooked up to a microscope that would take pictures of each layer. Like the microscope had a robot controlled slide stage, so it would go up like a tenth of a micron
Oh, weird.
each and take a picture, and then the SGI machine would composite that picture into a 3D those stacks of pictures into
That's
a 3D
crazy.
model. It was bananas.
That's cool, though.
Yeah,
Whoa.
it was a real pain in the ass that computer though. It's the reason they're not doing their thing anymore.
I talk to Vinny about this frequently, but my only goal in life is to own my own rack mount at some point.
And you can make that happen tomorrow.
Well,
Yeah.
and a place to put it. Like
Right.
that's
Okay, well.
the implicit
Yeah.
requirement is I need space for it, which I don't. You need a basement for a
You
rack
get
mount.
you get a
You
little
need-
one that
you
goes
need-
under a table.
It's not
You
the
get like a
same.
4-footer.
I want to never see it.
Yeah, you definitely don't want to hear it.
Like yes, I need the real thing is you need a basement to put something like that in.
Basement's bad though because basements flood.
Don't you ever say that.
No,
it's
I love a
true.
basement, but basements flood. You don't want to put electronics in the basement.
Yeah, believe me.
Don't
Yeah.
put expensive shit in the basement.
I did that.
You should have a house built on the side of a
And
hill,
I used tap
Yeah,
water.
okay.
like my parents.
Yeah.
And then you can have a
There you
basement
go.
built into the hill
It's a root cellar then.
without anything
Yeah.
That sounds
causing fear of flood.
That sounds
Yeah.
smart.
It's the water.
Yeah,
Water.
I
will
like
just-
that.
Water
That's a
will
good
just
idea.
run down the hill. It gets very damp though.
Yeah, that's the appeal though. You go down there in summertime and it's like, oh man, this feels so good.
I've never really been in a basement
Oh, dude.
or an attic. I'm a ground level.
Attics suck
Oh, yeah,
ass.
attic-
They're so hot.
Yeah, attics
They've got the what do you call the triangular like the roof?
peeves.
Like you can't stand up straight. They're hot as
Oh,
fuck.
You can't stand up straight in a normal
Yeah.
room.
Well,
It's like that's no
But
different.
you extra can't stand up in an attic.
The problem,
hot.
They're so fucking hot because
Yeah.
all the warm air rises up in there.
Well,
and they're not insulated well.
and like usually you don't like the nails from the shingles come through
Yeah,
the plywood,
yes.
so there's like a million little ways to just gash the shit out of
Yeah.
your skull. It's
Yeah.
bad.
Basement's
Attics
not
are
really
bad.
There are-
not really a thing out here.
There are parts of the
Yeah.
floor in the attic that you can't step on
oh,
in some houses.
Yeah, yeah.
It's not safe. But
It always smells bad.
bugs.
There's insulation, so it's itchy.
That's
yes,
the thing.
yes, like fiberglass or whatever.
Oh,
Yeah,
and
what
it's,
is-
and
what
it's
is up with
140 degrees usually.
Lack of basements out here. Is it just the
Yeah.
earthquakes?
Think about where you would like to be
Really?
buried when the big one comes, and how many levels you want on top of you.
Yeah, I guess that's a
Yeah.
good point.
Mm.
Yeah.
Also, the water, like my house, if I dug a basement, it would be underwater the floor because it's water table.
Oh,
Sure.
gotcha.
That's fair.
Yeah.
This is quite an email.
Okay.
They did not sign their real name, so I just won't say a name.
Just make one up.
Chester Cheetah.
Plasma 777 is how the email is signed.
Oh God.
In this week's Bombcast, you kind of discussed the guy who owns the copyrights to the Dragon Quest music and said that he's, quote, kind of a jerk and that Square Enix should pay him so that fans can get the music they want. Unfortunately, the problem is actually that Square Enix continues to pay him. Sugiyama is still the modern Dragon Quest composer, and his production has not only gone downhill, but he refuses to allow orchestrated versions of his music to be in the first release of games, hence Dragon Quest XI on PS4 using bad MIDIs, while the Switch version gets to have some orchestrated tracks. Much worse than that, however, is that Sugiyama is a notoriously nationalistic and homophobic bigot who once took out a full-page ad in the Washington Post saying that some of Japan's war crimes in the Nanking Massacre were untrue.
What the fuck?
I just wanted to set the record straight about how unfortunate it is that this terrible excuse for a person has such a stranglehold over a beloved series.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
When I said I thought he was kind of a jerk last week, I was pretty sure I had heard more or less exactly
You
that.
don't want to go into like
but I couldn't
baseless speculation.
I couldn't remember exactly what the details were.
Filtered through an anonymous email, though. It's totally...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now we've won.
Well, I mean, you can look up that he took out a full page ad.
yeah, like
Yeah,
that's not especially easy to fake.
That's
so,
shitty.
Yeah. So yeah,
Well, so turn off the music when you play
It's a
Dragon.
Yeah.
This is the lesson.
a fraud
Turn
situation.
on some Michael Jack. No.
No.
How about
Miles Davis is...
No,
wait,
no.
no, maybe not.
mm,
Otis Redding's okay still, maybe?
Blink 182? Tom DeLonge just into Aliens. It's fine.
God, I was just. Oh man, was it Tom DeLonge that's in Aliens?
Yes.
Yeah.
Who are the dudes in that? Is it Mark?
Mark Hoppus, Travis Barker.
Okay, and it's DeLonge that's the.
Yeah, and what's his name? The senator from Nevada.
Oh, I don't know.
The one who was the Senate Majority Leader.
Harry Reid?
Harry Reid.
He's into Aliens.
Super into aliens.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Huh.
But I was reading over the weekend that DeLonge left the band to found some UFO research
Oh, yeah.
institute,
Yeah.
and that they're like
He wants to
Who
believe.
do you think is behind storming Area 51?
holy wait really is he actually
No.
They straight up replaced them.
God, and it has some ridiculous name. What is it?
Mufo?
Would you call me?
Shit.
What's
Well,
Mufo?
It's gonna be hard to find.
Is
I read
Mufo?
it once.
Isn't Mufo the bad guy from The Cat Returns?
What the fuck is going on?
No, he's the guy from Hook.
That's Rufio, damn it.
Rufio.
Yeah.
Rufio.
It's Muto is the bad guy from The Cat Returns. Maybe he's not a bad guy. I can't
And it's
remember.
Bofa. That
Bofa what?
This is
Huh?
Bofa.
Bofa what,
Bofa
Ben?
these nuts.
Oh, you're welcome.
2 for 2.
Bazinga. Shit.
You
Another
can't
fine
say-
CBS
you
property.
We can't say Bazinga.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Not.
Oh, man.
We
It's in our
especially
contract.
cannot say Bazinga.
Probably the right choice.
Man, I'm never gonna find it. Everything.
I don't want young Sheldon coming after me.
He's young, but he's
I
deadly.
wish he was
the kid's
YUNG.
creepy.
I would totally watch that show just for the record.
All the Google results are about his fucking History Channel apperances about
There was
aliens
a
and stuff like
really
that. but
long Vice article or something about him.
he founded some research institute that has some ridiculously grandiose name that I'm trying to find, but stay tuned, I guess. for
Look,
that.
the truth is out there.
Like I said, we got a ton of emails about Switch stuff, so let's.
Did you guys finally lay the pig in the blanket thing to rest last week for real? Once and for all?
What?
Well,
I mean, do you
how,
have,
do you define to rest?
Yeah.
Are you still getting more email volume on that than
It was
anything?
mostly concentrated to last week, and it
Okay.
was mostly people from the UK saying that they are bacon wrapped sausages.
Okay.
that you mean at Christmas?
That sounds pretty good.
Yeah.
I
what
mostly
if you
eat those
wrap
after concerts.
that? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Walking
usually
through the
wrapped.
mission.
That's
and
a San
that's
Francisco
kind of
thing.
wrapped in
Yeah.
a pancake.
Yeah. I'd never seen that until I moved here. They didn't do that on the East Coast really.
Oh, so delicious.
The bacon wrap street dogs.
It's a relatively new. I mean, there's been you could find a cart in the Mission here and there, but they've definitely blown up in the last few
Dude,
years.
after every single show at the Oracle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, well, there were always people outside Great American Music Hall and Slim's
Yeah.
and the Bell and Pac Bell.
Yeah.
And, the earliest I went to Pac Bell, there were people out selling.
But now,
So
if you go to Fanime, there's a dozen of them out there.
Oh,
If
yeah,
you
it's a
go to,
whole fleet.
Yeah.
Whole fleet.
Yeah.
When I left
Yeah,
TwitchCon partner party last year. There were 20 people selling bacon wrapped hot
Yeah,
dogs.
E3 had a ton of them.
Yeah, I live on those at E3.
Yeah, that's good street eating.
So we should wrap that in a pancake, is what I'm trying to say.
Oh,
If you made a pancake for a bun,
Pig in a blanket in a blanket?
a little
Pig in
maple
a-
syrup in there.
Is that a pig in a blanket in a blanket, or a pig in a blanket?
It's a pig in a skin.
Oh.
I don't know, man. It's a pig in a blanket. Yeah.
Would you put a pancake wrapped hot dog in a croissant?
That's just madness, Jan. Why
No.
would look? This isn't the internet. You can't just put bacon on everything, man.
Okay, all right. Just want to throw it out there.
I like a croissant though.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
Puff pastry.
yeah. I had some of those last night with little hot dogs in them.
You know, I will
Pigs
read
in a blanket.
a couple of these, just to, continue setting the record straight. Pat from Pennsylvania. I live in the northeast of Pennsylvania, where I grew up with a totally different type of pig in a blanket than any of the types you mentioned.
Wait, what?
These seem to have come from Polish coal miners and became a staple in our area. They are made with a mixture of rice, ground pork, and beef.
What?
Pasties.
Though some people make them with just beef, but then that wouldn't be a pig, and then are wrapped in cabbage.
Ooh.
They are then baked in a tomato paste-based sauce in the oven.
What?
Well, that's like a stuffed cat. We called that stuffed cabbage when I was a kid. It was a
Yeah.
Hungarian thing.
Until I started
had that,
traveling for
yeah.
work, this is what I always thought of as a pig in a blanket.
That's
Have you ever had?
somebody is wrong there.
Have you ever had the
And it's
puka
you.
dogs in Hawaii?
No.
So they take like a yeast roll.
Oh,
that
yes.
They just drill the hole
Yes.
through the middle.
Hell yeah.
And then they fill it with a hot dog and like mango, like a spicy mango salsa. It is, and the yeast roll is like it's like sweeter than a King Hawaiian roll.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Super duper good.
Wow.
Yeah.
That sounds all right.
They do a similar thing in Denmark where it's just like a French roll instead.
Ooh.
Stuff that with some spicy ketchup, shove a dog in there.
Yeah.
Oof.
I think not having the top open is a real key part of this
Yeah,
thing because it
totally.
like keeps it all contained in there.
Yeah.
There's another email from David. As a long-term UK listener, I can categorically confirm pigs in blankets are indeed mini sausages wrapped in bacon. These are delicious, but strangely, usually only eaten as part of Christmas dinner. I was surprised to hear the podcast unsure about what Christmas dinner consists of. What is usually eaten in the U.S.? In Old Blighty, we traditionally have some sort of starter, usually soup or prawn cocktail.
Huh.
The main event: turkey, roast potatoes, Brussels sprouts, carrots, gravy, stuffing, the best thing
Sure.
on the plate,
Yeah.
and of course, pigs in blankets.
Oh.
Dessert can be anything. Christmas cake is also a thing, but saved for the oldies.
What's a Christmas cake?
I think it's like a fruit cake.
It's a plum. It's often like a plum pudding too, like a
Oh, yeah,
sherry,
yeah.
like a real fucking thick meaty
It's like a
cake.
Dickens ad.
Yeah.
In
Stuffed
addition,
with prunes in there, maybe. I don't know.
Stuffed with nutrients to keep you alive because it's the only thing you're eating.
Yeah, let them eat cake.
in
That's what
addition,
they said in England, right?
in addition to all of this, have you got toad in the hole stateside?
Is that the egg in the toast?
Sausage is baked in, crispy on the outside, soft in the middle, pastry.
Oh, that sounds good.
That's how he describes it.
Yeah, I've always heard toad as a hole out here as you take a slice of bread and you cut a little hole out and crack an egg in there and fry it up.
Oh, weird. I've
We
heard,
call
of
that
that,
egg in
but
a
I've
hole.
heard of that, but I never heard it called a
Yeah,
Toad
toad,
in a
in a hole.
Toad
And I'm
hole
sure we're
sounds
not going to
kinda
get
dirty.
500 emails about what an actual right Christmas dinner is in the UK.
He included a picture of
that-
toad in a hole.
Those are
So
those are turds in a sandbox.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the cat. The cat did that. We do an egg casserole on Christmas morning. Well, we don't do it anymore because it's really bad for you. But it's like 2 loaves of white bread and 4 eggs and 2 pounds of butter and cheese.
Sounds good.
And it's pretty fucking good.
Our traditional Christmas breakfast was country ham.
Yeah.
With the super salty country ham, scrambled eggs, biscuits, and red-eye gravy.
When you do the country ham, you put
Anybody
the
do
brown sugar on
red-eye-
top.
red-eye
Red-eye
gravy?
gravy's great.
I'm sorry, brown sugar what?
You do, but like when I do country ham, I put it in the pan and put the brown sugar on the top, a little bit of water, and just kind of let it
Nah, we just fry it up.
bake in there.
Red-eye gravy is like pan drippings and coffee.
Ooh,
That's good.
Yeah, it's
good as hell.
That sounds
Yeah.
delicious.
Good as hell.
Sounds really good.
Soak your biscuit in it.
We
And grits, obviously.
I feel like America doesn't have like a standard Christmas
Unified.
dinner.
You hear ham a lot.
Yeah.
like
Ham a
Christmas
lot.
ham.
Yeah. We usually did like a small ham and a turkey,
Turkey.
or maybe
bread.
maybe like a piece of roast beef.
I mean, this country is big enough for how many European countries to fit in it. It's
Yeah,
like it's a
totally.
bunch of different countries jammed together.
We would always do a
It's terms of food.
Very French Christmas dinner with like cheese and salad up front, and then like some sort of beef roast, and then always had a bûche de Noël.
Yeah.
Always had a Saint Honoré's cake. Coffee, always super important. But yeah, and then like going to a friend's Christmas, they'd have just completely different stuff.
I went to an Italian friend's Christmas once, and they did like all the fish, and it was fucking awesome.
We would always bring crab because my dad was a
Yeah.
commercial fisherman, so it was easy to get. Then that's crab, like prime crab season.
Yeah.
Lots
Here.
of crab in Asian households.
Yeah.
The holidays.
Really?
I've been cracking crab for family dinners since age like 6.
So we did blue crab. I grew up on the East
Cracker.
Coast. We did blue crabs from
Oh,
Chesapeake, which were completely different.
These are like Dungeness.
Yeah, the Dungeness are. I mean, they taste very similar.
Yeah.
They're very close, but the Dungeness is a lot less work for a lot more crab.
Yeah, bigger chunks of meat.
Yeah.
I'm allergic.
I'm sorry.
Oh no, that's tragic.
Yeah,
I
it
know.
is.
That's
Oh
not-
yeah, we had one person in the family who was allergic, and it was just so hilarious for
Oh.
everyone else. Oh, you can't have crab. Oh, isn't it funny? Oh, we all love it so much, and he can't have it.
Did they ever like
Wow, that's
dangle the
just
crab
mean.
legs in
Oh,
his
yeah.
face?
Oh,
Like, isn't that
for
dangerous?
Sure. Well, like
Nah.
not like literally in his face, but like, ooh, I bet you wish you could eat this, and
Yes.
everyone thought it was just the
Yes, I
funniest
do.
Yeah,
shit.
death is really cool.
That's pretty rotten.
Yeah, we always had a chocolate cake. That was always the Christmas dessert. Was chocolate cake and some like ice cream.
We do a lot of pie.
We would always have a
Unsurprisingly.
pumpkin, at least a pumpkin and probably an apple too.
Yeah.
When I think about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh god, you guys do those homemade pies? They're,
Hell yeah.
so good.
Y'all ever eat a bûche de Noël?
Yeah,
What is that?
No, man.
It's a chocolate, or it's traditionally it's a French cake that is supposed to be shaped like a log.
it's rolled. It's a rolled cake.
Yeah, and so it's like almost a Swiss roll with usually like we would do like a chocolate outside so it looks like a log, and then little fondant mushrooms all over it.
oh,
Oh,
cute.
yeah.
And don't you jam something inside it that somebody chomps on and breaks a tooth?
That's the Saint Honor
That's a
That's
fun
King's
surprise.
Is that a-
cake.
Well, King's cake is the New Orleans way you do
yeah,
that. But I
there
feel like
might be. It didn't.
you
Our
didn't,
family
you
didn't
jam
do that.
the,
But
okay,
that might be
the
a
plastic thing in there.
Yeah.
You guys want to start a food podcast?
I would
Yeah.
totally do a food podcast. Dude, I've been waiting my entire life for this.
oh man,
Talk about
Christmas.
this all the
My
time.
mom would make suman, which is a
Ooh.
sweet rice packed in banana leaves, steamed, and you get a nice coconut sauce over that.
Ooh,
Wow.
Sarapion.
That sounds very good.
I'll bring some over.
Okay.
I always love. I still sometimes think about those cookies you brought that one time.
Oh, dude, I make those every weekend. I'll bring some more in.
Bring me some more of those stupid cookies.
Yo, I made some Thai tea cookies.
Oh fuck.
Shit's wild.
Sweet rice is one of those things that like I wasn't exposed to at all until
yeah.
I moved to California, and I was like,
So good.
oh fuck, I've been missing. This
Yeah.
has been a savory. We put gravy on this. This is
Yeah.
so much better.
Really?
Yeah.
Have you ever had mango sticky rice?
Yeah.
Oh man,
So good.
Oh, man.
So good.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
All right. Back to video games, I guess.
Boo.
Video games have food.
Yay.
true.
I need a new cooking mama. Tell me there's a cooking mama
okay.
coming.
There's Cook Serve Delicious is out there.
That's fine.
Oh, yeah.
There's no cooking mama.
Battle Chef Brigade.
Yeah, Battleship
Yeah.
Brigade.
That's okay.
Yeah.
You can't actually eat those games though. That's the problem.
I know
Watch
that
me.
is yeah.
All right, Josh from Colorado. Nintendo took the 3D out of the 3DS when they launched the 2DS. Now they are taking the Switch out of the Switch when they launch the Switch Lite. I'm not saying if those are good or bad decisions. I just don't want to lose the best part about the Switch: businessmen snapping their fingers before throwing to a clip.
Mm.
I don't think that's going anywhere. Personally,
Yeah.
Because they'll still have the traditional Switch. It's not like they're
right.
it's not like that's
discontinuing
not going to
that.
be out
Yeah.
there.
But I get it. I get the point of the email of like, it's literally what it's called.
And they got rid of the Wii with the Wii.
Well, they just give it to you.
Yeah.
It's the
Yeah.
marketing masterstroke.
I mean, it seems to be working out for them all right.
Yeah, I guess so.
Well, the Wii U certainly wasn't.
Well, yeah. Look, they do 3 good ones and then 1 bad one, and then 3 good ones and 1 bad one.
Wait a minute. What are you trying to say about the N64?
I got bad news for you.
Did you see the animated thing going around the day the Switch Lite got announced on Twitter of like regular Switch, like he makes the click when it, when the logo comes
Oh.
together and the Switch Lite logo comes together, and it's just like the most like pathetic dull thud of like plastic on plastic thing not fitting together. I'm sure they'll sell 1 million of those things.
I wish
Oh,
that
yeah.
the Switch. I wish they were less wobbly. Mine's gotten really wobbly.
Oh,
over the
really?
last 2
Yeah,
years.
one of my red Joy-Con is super wobbly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Danny from Portland, Oregon.
Hi, Danny.
I was at a retro barcade the other night with some buddies and was playing some Sonic 1 as you do, when I remarked that I think Green Hill Zone is my favorite first level in video games. This got us talking. One of my buddies said Foundry from Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 is his, and another mentioned Yarnum from Bloodborne. This got me curious. What are some of your favorite first levels in games? Opening areas in a game where there's no rigid level structure counts too.
Okay.
E1 M1, man.
Which one?
E1 M1. Doom,
which
E1,
one?
E1,
Doom?
E1
Doom,
M1.
Yeah, okay, I guess, sure, yeah,
Played so much of that.
yes.
My
good deathmatch
go-to
level.
is Corneria from Star Fox 64.
Okay, yeah, that's not bad.
Just because you had to, like, that game had a branching path
Yeah.
system, so you always
Yes.
were back on that first one.
And
And
there
it
are
has,
like secrets to learn.
yeah, they teach you how to do, like, the moves.
Yeah.
You could go through the waterfall at that one point.
Yep.
Good boss fight.
First Duke Nukem level was pretty good.
I like the first half of the castle in Symphony of the Night before it gets inverted.
All right.
That's a good first level.
I really like the first area of The Witcher 3
Okay.
because it's like a good
sure.
sort of microcosm of what to expect in the later game. You know, it's like it's big enough to feel like an open world, but it's not so big it overwhelms you, and
Yeah.
it kind of
Yeah.
teaches you all the stuff that's going to be going on.
What's the
I
first
thought that
part of
was-
Mass Effect 2? You start on that planet.
Well, the beginning of Mass Effect 2 is you dying,
Right.
like the Normandy getting fucked up,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
and
That
then you
was-
wake up in a Cerberus facility.
What's the
pretty
first part of
cool.
Mass Effect 3 then? I'm thinking one of those opened real well. Had a good
Three is you're
Mass
on the
Effect 3, you
planet
start
trying to
on
get
Earth.
off.
You start on
trying to
Earth.
get off Earth.
Like
yeah,
Reapers,
in the
Reapers
fight,
attack
the Reaper
Earth
fight, yeah.
at the beginning of 3.
Oh, that was good too.
And you have to leave.
What's the
Yeah.
question again?
Best
It's
first
kind of
level.
favorite
Oh,
kind of
the
first
warehouse in Tony Hawk.
Yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
that would
Yeah.
be my Tony Hawk answer for sure. Is one just that warehouse.
I loved opening up Quake 1 and having that just be like, hey, which world do you want to go to? You can go to any of them. You can go to 1, you can go to 2, you can go to 3. If you
That
can
was
find it, you
weird.
can go to 4.
That was a weird thing.
Yeah, and it was also an okay deathmatch level
Yeah,
because
it's
of the
teleport-
loops, the
yeah.
teleports.
Sure.
The first stage of Contra is pretty good. You just can you go and run, and you just get the game instantly. It's like one of those games you pick up, and you're like, "What's this about?" And you play it for
Oh, I
like
get
2
it.
seconds, and you're like, "Oh, this is cool as hell." I'm in the jungle. It's like an '80s movie. I'm shooting guys. There's that weird boss that has like the 3 different parts you can shoot, which is cool.
Yeah. That's it. That's all
That's
I
it.
got.
Oh, That's
Yeah.
all you got? Shit. I'm still trying to pick another email.
Well, Spelunky
that one.
1-1, pretty good.
Yeah.
Little different.
Yeah. All right. Carlos from New York. In New York. Just finished listening to the Bombcast, and I might be able to shed some light on how game sharing works on the Nintendo Switch in the wild.
Okay. I'm curious about this.
Yeah, a lot of people have been asking about that. I think the info is out there, but in a very Nintendo-like way
Yeah.
that's kind of not easy to digest. You were correct about it working like how the PS4 works with sharing games. You do need to designate a primary console, but only the primary console will fully work offline. The secondary does need to phone home to make sure the games can be played.
Like when the game launches.
Well, yeah, he'll get into that.
Every time? Oh.
So the secondary does need to phone home to make sure the games can be played, but it needs to keep that internet connection in order to keep working.
Yeah.
You can
Shit.
you can continue a play session you started while you were connected, but if you quit the game, you can't open it again or open another game while offline, which completely negates the portability of the Switch unless you are playing off of carts. I had to get a second Switch for my girlfriend because we both got really into Mario Kart 8, which I got as a download. I made the mistake of making her Switch the primary, and now I can't play my downloaded games on the subway on the way to and from work.
Can you
God damn
switch
it.
the primary, or is it the
don't
Nintendo
know.
choice
You
where
can.
it's like
you
forever?
can?
Yeah, I went through this when I got my new Switch because it was counting my old Switch as the primary.
Okay.
But it was as simple as like logging on to my Nintendo account, and you have to
Oh, okay.
deactivate it on other accounts and make that the new primary.
Sure.
That's pretty good for Nintendo.
It's kind of better
Yeah,
than I
better
would
than I was
actually better than I would
expecting.
expect.
It
for sure.
was really easy. What I ended up doing before I eventually decided to make the switch because it was just so much easier was using my hotspot to just check in.
Oh,
to
sure.
like launch
Sure.
and then turn that
God,
off.
man, that makes me even more wish that they were doing an LTE
So-
light.
So does that mean how does the family sharing stuff work? Because if you have the family online account, you get family sharing, right? So you like, because on my Switch, my daughter can log into her account and play whatever games I've downloaded on that Switch.
Okay.
So
That you
presumably,
bought?
that I bought. And presumably if we get her a Switch, hers will never leave the house.
Right.
So hers should be the not primary and mine should be the primary.
Yes.
And thus everything just works. That's really good.
Provided, she has internet connection.
All the time. Yeah,
Yeah,
which isn't a problem. I mean, theoretically shouldn't be a problem.
You're not going to let her take her Switch?
To school? No. Are you
Well,
kidding?
not to school, but...
I mean, if she goes on a trip. But if she's with us, then I can hotspot it. It's no big
Yeah.
deal.
Yeah.
Or her friend's house might have Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
They might have a computer there.
She walks in.
I'm not going to let her.
Excuse me, what's your Wi-Fi?
look, if she's having a play date or she's 6, she should be playing with her friends in the real world, not sitting around playing video games with them. Right now, I realize that is actually a
Bad
mistake.
gamer dad.
Bad gamer dad. Oh man, I suck.
How dare you?
Fucking dad. Get off that. Playing video games, you're never gonna make anything of your life.
How is she gonna find her 4-man squad?
It's true. It's true.
All right, couple more. Forrest from Long Island.
Hello.
I was disappointed when the monster dog that Ben consumed last week was just too...
You ate a dog?
It was a monster dog.
It's fine.
He describes it as 2 enveloped hot dogs. I'm not sure what he means by that.
Yeah, it was a big corn dog casing with 2. just hot
okay.
dogs
He doesn't say
end-to-end.
what it was enveloped. Okay. I was disappointed the monster dog was just 2 enveloped hot dogs and not a hot dog boiled in Monster energy drink.
That does sound like a fair food.
What would be the best energy drink to heat your dog in?
Oh man, if you dip it though, you can get a good crust. Like you dip it in Coke. Like I've done like pork roasts and stuff with Coke poured on the top.
Oh yeah,
That shit's real good.
Dr. Pepper.
And the
Yeah.
beer battering is a thing. Like,
True.
Slow roast a hot dog and like some monster.
Fuck.
I'm gonna say.
I've been battling nausea this entire
Oh, man.
podcast.
Oh, sorry.
and
Sorry, Jason.
Oh
I'm
god.
gonna say bang, some kind of bang, so you can get some
Coconut
super
bang.
creatine. Yeah, coconut bang.
Yeah.
Gross.
Oh, Jeff really went down a
Bang
bang
hole.
hole.
You went down the bang hole.
Yeah.
Gross.
About
Yeah, he seemed to be very taken with that.
Hijacked the
CEO
meeting.
of the guy.
BangEnergy.ceo.
CEO of Bang
You know, there's an
seems
opportunity.
to have made an impression.
You could reskin Giant Bomb as Giant Bang.
You're
and it's
not
a real
the first
marketing
person to say that
opportunity
to
here.
us
Yeah.
in the last several days.
Yeah, there you go. Like, do what you love. That's what they say.
We could get banned in Europe too.
I mean, aren't you already?
Rory is
Should be.
dealing with, the
Get the
GDPR
purr?
stuff. So we
Yeah.
gotta figure that out.
Oof.
All right. Last email.
You can just boil an energy drink with a hot plate, right? Right?
Nobody answer him.
Okay. Okay.
I don't know if I would let it heat to boiling.
I make coffee. I do coffee crusted pork, and that's real good.
Yeah.
Like you put dried coffee and sugar and salt on the outside, and then just put it in the oven at like
Definitely.
200 for a few
I
hours.
wouldn't mind like a slightly sweeter corn dog. Like make the batter something that's more akin to like a pancake
Like
or
a
something.
a real sweet cornbread.
Yeah, you can get like sweeter like a chicken apple sausage or something. in
What
there.
if the
Yeah.
bread, if it's instead of bread, it's cotton candy? Huh?
The fuck?
I'm
It's
just-
worse than the monster dog.
Well, you just lean fully into it at this point.
The only
Yeah.
reason that sucks is imagine eating cotton candy,
Mm-hmm.
but you're also chewing a sausage at the same time.
I mean, cotton candy
Sweet
is
and
weird.
salty together is good.
But the act of eating cotton candy alone is awful because you just have to let it like dissolve. You can't really like chew
Can't
it.
chew it. Yeah.
So you have to like, let it dissolve while you have a big old honking sausage in your mouth.
They sell
Pig
ice
in the
cream
cloud.
burritos that are covered with cotton candy.
Well,
so-
that's fine because ice cream melts. You don't have
Uh.
to chew it.
Well, I mean, who knows what happens when you
Mm.
boil a hot dog in energy drink?
That's true.
I saw some pictures of cotton candy sushi in that configuration over the weekend.
There we
What,
go.
really?
Like cotton candy with ice cream in the middle, cut
I
up
thought it was
like
gonna
a
be fish
We have our
there.
work
no,
cut
no,
out
no,
for
like
us,
a
Jan.
California roll.
It can't be that hard, right?
I was really disappointed. San
Sounds-
Mateo County Fair was lacking in horrifying food
Really?
options. Yeah.
Alamida's where
I
it's
gotta
at,
go to
I guess.
Petaluma or Alameda.
Yeah, come
yeah.
Sonoma County's starting soon.
Yeah.
You guys are just trying to kill Jason here.
Sorry, Jason.
Oh
I
man.
apologize. It's Ben's fault. And Jan's. And David.
Blame the millennials.
That's right.
We're killing Jason's insides.
Seems to be a safe strategy. All right. Last email.
Sure.
Do it.
Declan in Ireland. Imagine the scene. You were walking down the street one fine morning when suddenly the skies open up and the great Odin comes before you.
Gross.
He grants you the power of Mjolnir. Great. However, there's an issue. Odin appears to have misplaced the trusty hammer. Instead, he offers you the chance to replace the hammer with another item which you would love to be able to call to your hand at any moment's notice.
Bat.
What item do you choose?
Spatula.
Ooh, that's not
Yeah.
bad.
Baseball or
That's
flying?
not bad.
Baseball. But my real answer is shoehorn.
Also not the worst.
Arcade stick.
Ah.
I realize this is the I would wish for more wishes answer, but
Yeah.
I'm gonna say like a good multi-tool.
Okay.
Yeah. Something with a lot of functions.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can say that like some sort of Swiss Army configuration.
Yeah.
Can you still use it to smash stuff and make lightning?
I
Right.
don't know.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Like so, but powers of Mjolnir. I'm assuming it means
Yeah,
it's
what
like
are the powers?
Indestructible.
Okay.
Only you can wield it.
It's not indestructible, dude.
Very hard to destroy.
Made from the heart of a neutron star, dying neutron star.
Yeah.
Wait, is that
You
real?
not seen Thor Ragnarok?
No, I haven't seen the
Okay,
Marvel movie
if
in
you
like
don't
5
watch
years.
any look, I
I'm
know that
with
you
it.
guys
I'm
hate
with you
Marvel
on this
here.
take.
I don't
If you
hate
do
it.
not watch any fucking Marvel movies ever again,
Watch that one.
watch Thor Ragnarok because Taika Waititi is fucking
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I
Brilliant.
I've heard.
yeah, it's not yeah.
I want
Anyway.
mine
Got
to play
Jeff
indestructible.
Goldblum full. Huh?
I want mine to play
To
indestructible.
yeah. And then command lightning or thunder or whatever with it.
Yeah, it's not
You
the
have to
god
be
of
able
hammers.
to throw it and the momentum to carry you, though.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You can have it carry you. You can come to it. It comes to you wherever it is.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah.
This is
Shoehorn.
a really good question.
Yeah, I can't spin an arcade stick very well.
Well, you have the cord, though.
Shit. Yeah, I do.
It's true.
And you won't have to worry about it like messing up because.
Yeah.
I had to make sure it's one of those screw-in ones, though, because otherwise,
I'm gonna go with my
Are you
keys.
Are you still gonna have a spot in it for a flask?
yeah, absolutely. Boozy Bear
Yeah.
will need to be inside.
keys for me for sure.
Keys.
Okay.
Yeah, you really whip those things around and just.
But then the first
And-
time you put it in your car, it's
I
just
never
gonna-
need a jump.
Yeah,
Never need a jump start.
and I lose my keys all the time.
Yeah.
So it's just
You
like, oh,
Yeah.
there
There
they
they
are.
are. You got it.
Got
Nailed
it.
it.
Okay then. Thanks to everyone who wrote in to bombcast@giantbomb.com. That's it for emails. Will, thank you for coming in.
Hey, thanks for having me.
As always.
Always a pleasure to
Yeah.
see you, wonderful folks.
Yes. What do you got going on these days? Anything?
I'm making cartoons that I can't talk about.
Okay.
Hmm.
Cartoons are cool.
But maybe soon.
Okay.
In the next couple of months.
Okay.
Hopefully.
All right.
And I play PUBG and Underlords and Spelunky and other stuff on twitch.tv/notthatwillsmith. That's me, and I'm on Twitter,
All right. Cool.
where I am just Will Smith.
Yeah.
It's bad branding. I
Yes.
know. Sorry.
Yes. I think we're going to probably put the after show on a 1-week hiatus, right?
Yeah,
thought-
we're
we
gonna
thought
figure
Jeff
out
was
what's
gonna be
going
here
on
this
with
week,
the
and then
aftermath.
Stuff got going, but
Yeah, it'll be back in some form in his
Yeah.
absence.
Yes, while he's out.
The afterbirth.
Yes.
No.
Oh, man, that's just. God. Well, thanks for being here, Will.
It's
It's
been
been a
great.
pleasure.
Yeah,
It's always a joy.
Enjoying your final bombcast.
Final appearance
Yeah,
here.
sure.
You guys should play the new PUBG map.
Yeah, maybe we'll check it
I
out.
want to check out the new PUBG map.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got a bunch of stuff on the docket this week.
Yeah,
Yes.
So maybe we'll be able to work that in.
Yeah.
a lot of
So,
new stuff coming soon.
Quite a bit
Like I
of.
said,
Kill a Kill. We're going to have Fantasy Strike
yeah,
kind of later this week.
Marvel Ultimate Alliance.
Yeah.
If you're a Mario maker or creator and you want to make something that might be featured on one of our shows, check out the Giant Bomb forums. There's the one called Get On My Level, and you can submit your level for us to play. We're picking our first batch on Friday, so you have till then.
yes.
It's a good name.
Should be fun.
It's just.
It's perfect.
It's so good. It makes me want to end this podcast.
Yeah.
It just makes you jealous. So thanks, Alex, for that. So yeah, thanks again, Will, for coming in. Thanks everybody for listening. We'll be back with another episode of the podcast next week. See you then. Bye.